Night. When you get that co-host invite, I just sent it to you. So, how you
What's
doing
good,
tonight,
man?
Ray? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good?
Oh, nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. How you feeling, man? You still under the weather?
Man, I'm just tired, bro. I get up at 5 a.m.
Okay, I know, Professor. What's going on, Professor? Y'all know we got to mix it up tonight, man. We're gonna be covering a few different topics. I know y'all seen the whole fiasco at the American Music Awards with Chris Brown, the tribute they was gonna do to Michael Jackson, and how Disney came in there and hijacked everything and whatnot. We're gonna talk about Jeffrey Epstein. The documents are being unsealed, and also we're gonna touch up on Grandmaster Jay. We know a week or so ago he was sentenced to 7 years in prison. So we're going to touch up on a number of issues as we always try to do, man. We try to keep up with current events and what's going on in the world in the United States of America. Hope to have a pretty positive, nice dialogue as always. Shout out to Professor and Ray, y'all the first two up in the space tonight. We're going to wait for a few more people to start filtering in before we go ahead and get into that report.
Yo, did you get a chance? In that group chat that we're in, the Newstoter Black Space and Culture Room?
Uh
Did
huh.
you get a chance to see what's going on with Balenciaga?
Yeah. I briefly saw because I kind of been on and off, but yeah, I briefly saw a little bit of what was going on with him.
Man, so Balenciaga basically they made a baby doll for a little girl. It's a teddy bear. And the damn teddy bear got like it's wearing like that BDSM stuff like leather and all this other stuff. The gag ball for the babies, for the doll's mouth and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
all right, that of itself is bad enough. But also in the promo, like if you look at the actual ad itself, there's some papers that's up under the baby or whatever. And if you actually look at the papers, one of them says something about this court case. And I'm trying to think of off the top of my head, but the court case was involving like child porn or something. So somebody reached out to Balenciaga, like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you guys, because all the other papers were upside down, and the only paper that was upside up was this court case that had something to do with, like I said, this child porn now. So they reached out to Balenciaga, and Balenciaga doesn't have any comment. And what's crazy is after they got called on it, if y'all go to the Instagram right now, they actually wiped their page. And if you go back in and they started adding pictures, every picture they added is from today on.
Oh man, that's wild. And I know they the ones that be coming up with that crazy stuff. Anyways, didn't they have like they had like a blackface design a few years ago and stuff like that. That caught the attention of everybody else too. So Balenciago, they be wilding with some of the stuff that they be coming up. What's going on, DJ? No, it's a little delay and whatnot, but got DJ up in the spot as well too.
I got shit out to Jumbotron. That could be a space by down. So that's why I was trying to tag y'all in it. That right there.
But
But what's crazy is didn't Balenciaga drop Kanye?
I believe they
What the
did.
they dropped Kanye talking about oh this isn't right what he did and we can't condone anti-Semitism and all this other stuff. But then they go and do some shit like this.
Yeah, man. I, I but you can't these fashion design companies and stuff like that, man. You can't keep up with it. I'm glad you brought that up because that kind of ties into the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, even though it's a little bit different because they going straight after the kids with Jeffrey Epstein, him as well too. So DJ, what's up, man?
What's going on, y'all? Newstoter, reparations was good, right? Newstoter, Professor, I see you up in the building, man. What's the word, family?
Oh yeah, man. We gonna hit on it in a little bit, man. We're just trying to have a little light conversation to lead up to it. Let some of the people coming in, like y'all already see the topic of the room, Professor. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's up there, everybody? Hey, this is gonna be a great space as usual. And I tell you what, Ray, I was looking at that what you sent out when you tweeted it out, man. I was like, wow, these are the same folks that dropped Kanye. And basically, man, it just comes down as we see in America, man. Everything is filled with hypocrisy. You know, we always call out black men and hell, black women too on all kinds of issues, but they always doing some crazy shit themselves. but they made sure they highlight whatever our issues are.
Oh yeah, man. They can't. They want to highlight our issues, but if you sitting up here and putting down like sex workers, having like sex worker type dolls and stuff, the kids and stuff like that, man. You know, that's kind of, you know, like I said, that fits right in with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, man. They was talking about the Jeffrey Epstein, and like I say, allegedly. Let me go ahead and say allegedly. People trying to say that Jeffrey Epstein and his people was going to be trying to extort the Queen of England and stuff before she died and whatnot. So let me throw the word allegedly in there as well too. So it was no accident that this boy actually bit the bullet right here, that how he died and whatnot, because this joker, they unsealing some records. And let's just be honest, they're not going to unseal every single solitary thing, because, man, you got some ex-presidents, you got a lot of government officials, actors, and dignitaries and royal people and stuff like that was buddy with Jeffrey Epstein. So a lot of people was kind of happy to see Jeffrey Epstein go ahead and you know, have an accident, so to speak.
You want to know what's crazy? Did he ever explain? Well, he probably was dead, so I guess not. But at least that other, what's her name, Maxwater or whatever. Anyone, I just say this, did anyone ever explain why there was a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress in his house?
Oh, I didn't know about that. They have a picture of Bill Clinton with a dress in his house.
Oh yeah. They found a picture, a big ass picture in his house of Bill Clinton wearing a dress with his legs crossed.
Yeah, it was a red dress too, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like I say, man, like it's some. Which one was it? The prince of one of the Prince of England, was it Andrew that used to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein?
It was Prince Andrew. Yep.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew was the one that got caught. And as a matter of fact, Prince Andrew really escaped, possibly going to prison himself. He should have been charged.
Professor, you actually think they was going to charge a Prince of England? I mean, that's why I say somebody had to bite the bullet, and your boy Epstein, he knew a little bit too much. Like, that joker was hanging out with Trump and all the rest of them as well, too, man. Like, it gets deeper.
Yes, it was so many folks hanging out with this guy. We know the Clintons. Hell, man, people even linked the Obamas. I think I heard that name come up. Epstein was linked to a lot of folks, man. And I would love to see his black book, because I think that's been a focal point around this guy, is all the people that he knew. And I would love to know some of those names. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to know who all was around this guy.
Yeah.
Hey, News, check
Oh, yeah, no, you need to do it. I'm coming down in a minute.
Hey, real quick, y'all go ahead and tweet the space out for me as well, too, man. Y'all know I'm still on that. I still can't tweet nothing out. This is the last day of that suspension. I should be off it on Wednesday sometime. So y'all go ahead, if y'all would, tweet that space out for me. I definitely appreciate that. Shrimpstein, what's going on, bro? I see you up in the space too. If you want to come up here, we just kicking it right now. We're gonna dig into the conversation a little bit deeper. We just going ahead and just getting that bill going. We're gonna let a few more people come in here. We got 3 articles, 3 stories, 3 topics, 3 current events that we want to touch up on today, and that's Jeffrey Epstein, Chris Brown, his tribute that was trashed by the American Music Awards. Hosted, it was on ABC, which is owned by Disney. Disney came out and basically was saying that they're not going to have a convicted domestic abuser give a tribute to a supposed or person that's supposed to be a child molester. So Disney came out. Even though Disney's pumping all this garbage and stuff with all their little cross dressing and all of their little mixed up narratives that they send in and stuff like that, they went ahead and they stopped this or whatever. So Disney played a big part of that. We also going to touch up on Grandmaster Jay. He was sentenced. For a lot of people, Grandmaster Jay was sentenced last week, I believe, or the week before. So we're going to touch up on all that tonight. So yeah, we just go ahead and we getting this bill started, y'all. We're going to just kick it for a little bit, because I want some of the people to come in here before we start it up. But y'all know, too, in the Newstoter space, if we got to go ahead and start up amongst ourselves, we will. If the people come in, they come in. When they come in, we'll go ahead and we'll educate them. We'll get them up to snuff on what's going on as well, too. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this thing started shortly, but we just trying to have that bill. How y'all feel, man, about, once again, they still kicking trash on Michael Jackson? The man been dead, since 2009. They celebrating the 40th anniversary of Thriller. Here we go. And here these folks come up here and they talking about, well, Chris Brown, Chris Brown can't do it and this and that. Now they trying to get on my girl, Kelly Rowland. they talk about because Kelly Rowland went ahead and gave him his flowers. What's up, Casey? I see you left the space and you went over to YouTube, so that's good as well, brother. Casey over there in the YouTube channel. But they trying to mess up my girl Kelly Rowland because Kelly said that, hey, everybody deserves basically a second chance. There's grace for people and this and that. You got people up here trying to get on Miss Kelly Rowland with her beautiful self, so they need to go ahead and leave this sister alone. He already paid the price or whatever. Let the man go ahead. I know people say, well, Chris Brown got all kind of things in his past and this and that. He shouldn't be. So it was a way of trashing Michael Jackson through using him.
Man, let me tell you something. Nobody, to me, was better than Chris Brown to do that tribute, man. Because we're talking about a young man that pretty much has emulated Michael Jackson when it comes to his dance moves. I mean, look at the dance moves that Chris Brown does, man. He's like one of the best in the game right now. And I don't think there's anybody out there that can beat that young man right now when it comes to dancing. And, you know, the young man can sing. He can do a little bit of both. You know, he comes with the singing, but, you know, he got the hook. You know, he does a lot of hooks on a lot of hip-hop songs. The dude can just, he's very talented. Yes, he got a somewhat of a history, but hell, man, all them damn folks got history, man. I don't know why it is they have to point out, well, let's just be honest, they always got to point out black folks. You know, they'll try to point out all our so-called faults, but the hypocrisy is what kills me with these folks, man. All the shit that these folks do, and they want to point out what black folks do.
Yeah, every time we look at a goddamn dollar bill or we go into a library and we got these roads and these museums, all of these damn people that they done had that they've just been butchering people left and right from the founding fathers and everything else. They sitting up here, I guarantee you, if this was a tribute by Elvis or whatever, somebody, Justin Timberlake was going to do a tribute to Elvis or whatever, nobody would be sitting up here saying all this and that. What's his name? Jerry Lee Lewis just died. Everybody was kissing his ass after he died and whatnot. Now they sitting up here, like I say, Michael Jackson still can't get no peace, still bothering this dude after all these years and whatnot. Families still have to come out and tell him to leave the man alone. They won't let well enough go. The man was never convicted in a courtroom of this, okay? Stop sitting up here talking about accused and this and that. We can accuse y'all of all kind of different nonsense. The man was never accused. I mean, the man was never convicted, okay? Yeah, being accused and being convicted are two totally different things. They won't let it go. They went ahead. Disney, like I say, Disney controls the media now, not only in the United States, but they control a big chunk of the media in the world as well. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns, I don't know how many different things Disney owns and whatnot. So Disney go ahead and they from sports to entertainment, Disney's up here saying what's going to go or whatnot. They don't have a problem having them Disney days where they have the LGBTQ and this and that or whatever. They sitting up here hating on this man right here. They went ahead and they messed up the actual the tribute that he was going to have because Thriller, let's be for real, the 40th anniversary of the iconic album Thriller. Thriller is the largest selling album of all time by a big margin, okay? And they had to sit up here and they had to go ahead and they had to hate on that when everything was going everything. Like I say, this was just nonsense. They picked it out. Professor, I agree with you. Chris Brown was a person to actually do that tribute for him. I would say if Usher was in his prime, to me, Usher in terms of singing and dancing, in terms of voice or whatever, I think would have been the perfect choice as well too, because I think Usher voice-wise, just to me, he has a better voice than Chris Brown. But dance, in terms of their dance moves, you can make a case for either one being better than the other. But Usher, I don't know if anybody looked up and loved him more than damn Michael Jackson, more than Usher. So that would have been a great alternative as well too. But either way, man, like I said, they still throwing dirt on this man's name.
I've seen Chris Brown live. I can tell you he's for real. The dude really can dance. He really can sing. He put on a great show, etc. And I also want to just point everyone to the Jumbotron news. That's the picture I was telling you about. That's the picture that was found in Epstein's house of Bill Clinton wearing that dress. So that's just absolutely weird. I just want to make sure y'all seen that. And while we got a couple people in here, Grandmaster Jay actually used to work security for Trump. I don't think a lot of people know that. Didn't y'all ever see that? It was a video. It was about 20 seconds long where somebody tried to run up on Trump on stage. It was not Jam Master Jay. Let me definitely correct myself. Grandmaster Jay. They actually tried to, obviously stop the guy from getting on stage. and he's also working. I saw another video where he was someone was getting rowdy in a crowd or whatever. It was him that actually ran up. And this isn't my opinion. TMZ is the one that put this footage out, man. So that dude, that whole not fucking around coalition, that seemed like controlled opposition. Them dudes never had our best interests at heart.
Oh yeah, Ray. I agree with you. Like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Chris Brown. He's a great entertainer and talent and stuff like that. I'm just saying people kind of sleep and they forget how great Usher was in his heyday. Usher was he was up there. Usher was, had a voice, had the charisma, had the style. Usher could and dance. He could dance his ass off and stuff too. Before Chris Brown, there was Usher. So people kind of sleep on his talent and whatnot. So Usher was a legendary performer and still is a great performer. That's why he has one of those residents out there in Vegas. So Usher, like I said, and he's done many tributes to Michael Jackson before. So I guess they just said, well, hey, let's go ahead and give Chris Brown his due and his chance to do it as well too, because he is, he right now he's the star and stuff in terms of the R&B. What's on the R&B level and stuff. And man, the Jeffrey Epstein thing, man, I want to give a shout out to Black Native, Original, Black Precious, Sunkiss. Since we got more of our people coming in here, man, now it's time to go ahead and start. We're going to start digging into these topics, y'all. Just so y'all know that the topics for tonight is going to be on Jeffrey Epstein, Chris Brown, and Grandmaster Jay being sentenced. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start digging into these articles real quick. And then we could go ahead and y'all can go ahead and do what y'all always do. Go ahead and dissect the articles, dissect the stories as always. First story, Jeffrey Epstein documents to be unsealed, potentially revealing acquaintances judge orders. So this is by Fox News, curated on the Newstoter.com platform. If y'all haven't visited Newstoter.com, I need all my people in this space. Y'all daily, I need y'all to go on Newstoter for at least a minute. Just surf the site, and when you get through, go ahead and leave. A federal judge has ordered documents related to deceased convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his associates to be unsealed. In a decision on Friday, Judge Loretta Preska ruled several documents filed in defamation case against ex-Epstein handler and lover Ghislaine Maxwell to be released amid objections they would harm the reputations of people named in the documents. The judge determined public interest outweighed the privacy rights of the 8 John Does named in the documents, referred to as Does 12, 28, 97, 107, 144, 147, 171, and 183. It's crazy how this cat had his whole little island and everything going on, and all the elites around the world was going there. One of 8 individuals is Tom Preisker, a billionaire executive chairman of Hyatt Hotels, who said the release of documents connecting him to the controversial financer will cause reputable harm, according to an insider. The judge mostly disagreed with his concerns, saying many of the documents were already available in other legal challenges and that their contents did not specify malicious actions. Doe 107 also objected, saying the release of the documents connecting them to Epstein was a violation of their privacy. Another individual mentioned in the documents is Emmy Taylor, a former personal assistant to Maxwell, who was also accused of contributing to the sexual abuse of victims. Taylor is part of another lawsuit objected to the release. She also denied any wrongdoing during her time working with Maxwell. So you had a lot of women also taking part of this stuff too. They always talk about the men, but you also had a bunch of women taking part of this as well. Judge said much of the information in the batch of documents is publicly available for other lawsuits, so she ordered its release. The judge ordered documents related to Doe 183 to be made available, as well as they were subject of intense media coverage, but intentionally delayed the release until November 28th so that the individual had the option to appeal their decision. In the court's view, there's no reason to redact Doe 183 from the documents, she said, according to the insider. The judge also ordered documents relating to Doe 147, who was named to be Epstein victim, Sharon Ransom, to be unsealed. The judge affirmed Ransom was a sex abuse victim, but said she already publicly testified in another case and also published a book deal detailing her experience. In addition, she wrote an article for the Washington Post with some relevant details. The judge said other information in the documents was already made available in Maxwell's own trial last year, which resulted in her 20-year sentence. The judge did, however, keep some under seal, agreeing to some sufficient interest to preserve sealing. Another individual named Doe 12 in the documents remained sealed as they were not a contributor of the abuse or a victim of Epstein or Maxwell, the judge said. The judge ordered documents relating to Doe 28 to be remain sealed, as well as an individual is a victim of sexual assault who continues to experience trauma as a result of these events. Media organizations have requested the release of the documents, which are from 2016 defamation case against Maxwell by accuser Virginia Roberts. The case was later settled. Since the settlement, collections of documents have been released on a regular schedule, first starting in 2019 after the death of Epstein. So that's our first convo that we want to talk about, y'all. First one that we just want to kind of touch up on this whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein. We know that Jeffrey Epstein had like basically his own little island, his own little thing going on over there, flying in all of the elites and rich people from all over the world, from different countries, continents, cities, towns, you name it. You were either a millionaire or you're a billionaire. You were coming over there, and God knows exactly what was happening, how long this actual thing was going on. He had the help of many people. Many people turned a blind eye. It was not just men doing this as well either, as we see with his right-hand woman, Maxwell, had a bunch of other women and subordinates as well contributing to this as well too. So anybody want to touch on this before I go to the next and then y'all keep saying like I said, allegedly. Make sure when y'all say the type of Bill Clinton was wearing a dress, we say allegedly, because we know how these people play ball here. Allegedly, I've never seen the actual dress or whatever, but like I said, I've seen actual pictures where they had Epstein and Trump and other powerful people. We already like Professor and I already said, we know that who was a Prince Andrew professor that was over there and was buddy. They went at, you see how all of that stuff kind of got quiet after the Queen died, because Prince Andrew, they was talking about, taking his butt to jail as well too. But all that stuff kind of got quieted real quick.
Yeah, Prince Andrew, as you know, before the Queen passed away, she actually took away some of his duties because of that. That was really his only punishment, y'all. This man should be behind bars. He was fooling around with young women, and he should be in a jail cell right now, along with all the rest of these folks that was fooling with young kids. I'm sorry. I don't care what your titles are or what kind of position you have in life. If you out here doing wrong, your ass should be up under the goddamn jail.
Real talk. I see my sister Black Native up in the spot too. Black Native, what's going on, sister?
Peace, Newstoter. Peace, Ray. Peace, DJ, Professor. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. I don't believe the man is dead, allegedly. Okay. Did we ever see a body? Was there ever a funeral for this man, or did he fake his death? And now he's probably living somewhere else on another island that he probably owns that wasn't never reported, and living his best life. So I'm just gonna put that out. Now, as far as all of the allegations of what alleged allegations of sexual abuse, especially with children, yeah, it's a whole bunch of people involved in that. I don't know if y'all seen that list of the people that were coming to visit his island. The list was released. I remember, I don't know if y'all ever watched Young Pharaoh. He had the list of all the people that was visiting Jeffrey Epstein's island. Jay-Z and Beyonce was on that list. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett was on that list. It's a whole bunch of celebrities, very important people, politicians, probably queens and kings from different places around the world, indulging in all this degenerate behavior.
Real quick, sister. Real quick, you saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce then were on that list too?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I could barely hear you all, but yeah, they were on the list. It was a list of people that were that went to his island, and yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce was on that list. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett was on that list. Hillary Clinton. Well, you see the picture with Bill Clinton, which when I first saw that picture, I saw that picture like right after he died, like in 2019. They said as soon as you came into his, I guess his mansion or his house, that picture was right there in the front of Bill Cosby, the president. Not Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton, the president of the United States, in the blue dress and red heels. So whenever people came to visit, they saw that picture, which is weird. Like, how do you have a picture of a president? So maybe that was a portrait that he had taking of him, at Jeff Epstein's home, wearing a blue dress and some heels with his legs cocked over a chair. So, all of these people, we don't even probably know the half of what these rich people are actually doing. As far as how they the sex trafficking and sexual assault of minors. We don't even know. They're not going to actually put that information out to the public. And the numbers, those numbers that you were reading, were those people, but they refer to them as numbers?
Yeah, they call them the John Does.
But they don't want to mention who it is.
Pretty much.
Don't you think we should know?
Yeah, I think we should.
What's really going on?
That's like I hear, like when I talk to you, like I'm hearing an echo. That's why I'm trying to say it real quick.
Right. I don't know. Like it's like I can barely hear you as well. Can you hear me better?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, don't you think we should know, like the public, like who's really involved? How deep does this go? Like who's really involved? What's her name? His girlfriend. What did she get? Like what? 23 years or something like that?
I believe she got 20.
Years? She got 20. Okay. So yeah, I would like to know, who else is involved in this. And like you said, it's a lot of big players. It's a lot of big people that are billionaires who, the judge is not going to divulge that information. He could be probably getting allegedly death threats. So yeah, this goes very deep. And that's all I want to say on, Jeffrey Epstein. He was crooked. He was, a deviant. His girl is a deviant. And, we really probably will never really truly get down to what was going on that island. And I'm going to land my plane on that.
Appreciate that, sister. Appreciate. Yeah, I was hearing like a little bit of feedback when you was talking. I was talking. That's why I tried to go quick. So I don't know exactly, how these spaces are sometimes. So yeah, I was just trying to go real quick. Black Native, do you have your speaker still on right now, or your mic still on?
No, I turned it. I'm gonna come out and come back in because this phone that I'm using, my iPhone, finally, RIP to my iPhone, but the battery went dead, so I can't even use it. So I'm on my Android. So yeah, this is probably why, you're not, the sound is not what it should be. So I'm gonna come out and leave back in because I can barely hear you.
Okay, sister. Well, yeah, go ahead and do that and come back in, and we're gonna go back in it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that's for y'all coming in. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We're gonna be covering Chris Brown, his the tribute that Disney snuffed out at the American Music Awards because they're saying that he was a domestic abuser, convicted at that. Also, they were saying that they didn't want him honoring a pedophile in Michael Jackson, or at least an alleged pedophile in Michael Jackson. So, yeah, we're trying to go ahead and we're going to cover up a number of topics tonight. These are our three main topics for everybody. Peace to Carissa. I see Carissa, you just came up in here as well too, and tell the truth. Peace to you as well. Tay, peace to you as well. So yeah, if you guys could also, I'm still on that suspension. I'm still serving that Twitter suspension. So if you guys could, please go ahead and tweet out the actual space. Please tweet out the actual space. Let everybody know that the space is going on. I can't do it, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys would actually do it. So I'm gonna go ahead real quick before I go ahead and cover another topic. Is there anybody that would like to add on to the Jeffrey Epstein? As always, you guys know we put the topics out there, and you're more than welcome to come back. I see my brother Original is up in here, so I know this is gonna be real nice and real educational. Original, what's going on, family?
Hey, peace, black power, and reparations, everybody. I heard you say Chris Brown, but I'll comment on Jeffrey Epstein. But like Black Native said, a lot of these people who hang out with these white folks and see what a lot of these people do. A lot of these white folks in entertainment, news and stuff. What they do is they will have people to go out and recruit people to come in and to see if they will participate in a lot of their freaky deaky stuff. And that goes then when they get there, it's like they end up walking home, sometimes maybe climbing out of a bathroom window and running to see where they can catch a bus, get back home. I'm telling you, these people be doing some freaky stuff. And a lot of people just don't, I mean, they see them on TV and think that, oh, you can trust, don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that, because you might end up climbing out of the bathroom window trying to see where you are and how you can get back to where you're going. And, but yeah, they do that. But, and what I want to say also, I know you mentioned Chris Brown. Now, they keep calling Michael Jackson a pedophile. And this little white boy who just died about a week or so ago. His name is Aaron Carter. Now, when Oprah did that, see, Oprah can never be trusted, people. When Oprah did that, whatever she did, that Neverland, whatever. This guy, he said that they offered him $1 million to say that Michael Jackson touched him. He said he and Michael Jackson, they were just friends. He said nothing sexually ever happened between him and Michael Jackson. That is something that white folks wanted to put out there because, see, technically, Michael Jackson basically became, bigger than Elvis. But they, if you notice, I think you covered this before, Newstoter, where they said this some little freaky looking white boy was the so-called new king of pop. But you never hear like a new king of rock and roll. And and Little Richard and all those guys started that. And Michael Jackson gave a lot of those people their music back so they can live a comfortable life. That is one of the reasons why these people, they just hate Michael Jackson, because he outsmarted them. He played the game and he beat them at their own game. And he made sure that those foundational developers of rock and roll and all and music as we know it today, he made sure that they, in their elder age, they was able to live a comfortable life. But a little boy named Aaron Carter. Yeah, Aaron Carter. He said that they offered him all that money to say that Michael Jackson touched him, and that was a lie. And then remember, one of those little boys who they said that Michael Jackson, sexually assaulted, the little boy came out and he lied, that his parents pushed him to lie. And either he or his parents, after that, one or the other committed suicide. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff out there. But I tell you, and let me share this with you. See, there was this sister I met when I was in California, and she said this sister that she knew, she was telling me about what happened. This sister that she knew Stevie Wonder, and she asked her if she wanted to meet Stevie Wonder, and she said, "Oh yeah, I know I to meet Stevie Wonder." And so the sister was telling her, she said, "Well, he can't see, so she said when you meet him, he might, touch you and rub on you. He just wants to, he wants to get to know you." She said, "What do you mean? He gonna touch me? He just might touch your body or something." She said, "Oh hell no! He ain't copping no feel on me." She had me cracking up. I mean, but see, I'm gonna tell you now. Stevie was one of those, like they said, he may have been blind, but he could see. He was out. If there was a woman around, he was always pointing in the right direction. So I'm just telling y'all, these people, these entertainment people, be very careful if you want to interact with them, because you might end up getting yourself in a place whereby they may have like a two-way deadbolt with a double key on each side, and you locked inside of a place, and you got to figure out how the hell you're gonna get up out that joint. And I land on that.
Absolutely, 100% original. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to Abu, the researcher as well too. We're gonna go ahead and Abu. We've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about Chris Brown. We're talking about Grandmaster Jay. I want to go ahead and we covered Jeffrey Epstein. We're gonna go back and forth on these topics tonight. I want to go ahead real quick and read the Chris Brown and the Grandmaster Jay article, just so we can go ahead and get everything out for the night, so everybody can go ahead and feel comfortable enough to go ahead and kick into the discussion as well too. So I want to go ahead and cover those as well too. So let me go ahead and touch on the Grandmaster Jay as well too. I'm reading this off of the actual Complex. This was from complex.com. So let me go ahead, y'all, in case some of these pop-ups come up on here. It's titled Grandmaster Jay sentenced to 7 years in prison on charges related to Breonna Taylor protest. Grandmaster Jay, the leader of a black pro-gun activist group, will spend the rest of the decade behind bars. The 59-year-old Cincinnati man, legally named John Fitzgerald Johnson, was sentenced to 86 months in prison this week for his actions during a 2020 protest in Kentucky. Johnson, who founded the Not Fucking Around Coalition, was accused of pointing an AR-15 rifle at two federally deputized officers in downtown Louisville, as he and other demonstrators took to the streets demanding justice for Breonna Taylor. According to local outlets, the NFAC and other participating groups chose to conduct the protests on the Kentucky Derby Day, arguing the event should have been canceled because authorities had yet to file criminal charges in connection to Taylor's death. The 26-year-old black woman was killed in March 2020 during a botched raid on her Louisville apartment. Back in May, a federal jury convicted Johnson on one count of assaulting, resisting, or impeding law enforcement, and one count of brandishing a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. The 86-month sentence was a little more than the minimum allowed under the federal law. He was originally facing up to 27 years in federal prison. According to the Inquirer, Johnson is ineligible for parole and will have 3 years of supervised release after completing his 7-year prison sentence. Johnson spoke to Complex last year about NFAC's mission, which included the establishment of an infrastructure that can assist in being the framework for community self-policing and the protection of our own communities and our race. We live in a world where racism is appearing to rear its ugly head again, the way it did back in the Jim Crow days, the Army veteran explained. We didn't create that. It recreated itself, so it proved to be fertile ground for the creation of NFAC, the same way it was fertile ground in the 60s to create the Black Panthers. So that real quick, just touching up on that, I'm going to go ahead real quick and touch up on the Chris Brown article as well, too, so that we can go ahead and have everything read for the night and everybody can go in and discuss it. Like I said, he's going to serve 7 years, and then he still has 3 years of probation. So, good luck to him on that. Chris Brown, and this is from MSN. This is from MSN.com. It's titled Chris Brown, Michael Jackson's tribute performance at the AMAs allegedly got canceled due to ABC execs not liking the prospect of a convicted domestic abuser feting an alleged child molester on the Disney network. Over the weekend, it was revealed that Chris Brown's upcoming American Music Awards performance was canceled. This was supposed to be Michael Jackson's tribute performance in honor of the 40th anniversary of the iconic Thriller album. Brown went on to post rehearsal footage on Instagram after news broke that his performance wouldn't happen. There has since been questions about why Brown's Michael Jackson performance actually got scrapped. According to Punk's Matt Maloney, ABC executives reportedly didn't like the prospect of a convicted domestic abuser feting an alleged child molester on the Disney network. The performance was cut off as soon as execs found out about this plan. However, the idea of Brown performing in general was supposedly on the table. The tribute was also supposed to be looked at as radioactive. As for Brown, he responded by saying that he only wanted to do the tribute performance. Despite the Michael Jackson tribute cancellation, Chris Brown did take home an award at the AMA. So Chris Brown is such an abuser and this and that or whatever, yet he still won an award at the place. So that makes sense. He won an award for being the favorite male R&B artist. He wasn't in attendance, but Kelly Rowland accepted on his behalf and gave him his flowers. And since then, people have been talking noise about Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland said that, the man deserves a second chance. Everybody has a moment for grace and whatnot, and they've really run with that. They've been trying to tarnish Kelly Rowland as well, too, bothering her and stuff like that, too. So Kelly Rowland was absolutely right whether you agree with what Chris Brown did or not, nobody's saying that what he did was the right thing, but it was years ago. And you would think at this time, this country is all supposed to be about forgiving and not living in the past, is what they always tell black people. So allow the man to go ahead and move on with his life as well, too, is what the sister was saying. Of course, I guess she's not allowed to express her opinion and say how she really feels about something. So that is what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. In case you guys missed it, the records are being unsealed on Jeffrey Epstein. Got a bunch of John Does out there that are kind of nervous about what's going to be exposed and whatnot. Jeffrey Epstein had his little island over there. He had his minions supplying him. You had some of the biggest names in politics, Hollywood, entertainment, music. All of these people were, like, over there visiting and whatnot. We also have we just read a thing about Chris Brown. Chris Brown, they did not want Chris Brown performing a tribute to Michael Jackson, yet the American Music Awards went ahead and have a problem naming him the best male R&B artist. So make sense right there. If you were so offended by Chris Brown, if you didn't want his presence there, if you didn't want him putting on a performance, a dedication to Michael Jackson and whatnot, why in the hell would you first go ahead and nominate him for an award, and then secondly, give him an award? So that makes no sense. And then we got Grandmaster Jay. A lot of people in the community felt that, I've heard people say that Grandmaster Jay was basically a opt, and that he was running around and he was doing this, he was doing that, he was a tool or whatever. Yeah, a lot of people that stood by him, they thought that he was doing great things, that he was trying to help people out. Unfortunately for him, he got 7 years. He got 7 years, plus he has 3 years of probation that he's going to have to serve once he serves that time. So they initially wanted to give him 27 years. So I guess in a way you can say that, well, he got off easy on that, but still, you got to serve 7 years and then you still got probation. So there's a lot of people that have mixed feelings about him. A lot of people feel like he came out of nowhere, this and that. And then other people felt like, well, hey, he came and he gave black people a chance. He just wasn't going to sit around and be beaten up on and this and that. So you hear so many varying opinions about this man right here. So anybody that wants to speak on this tonight, please go ahead. Ray, you got it.
But you do have to be very wary of these people, because no one heard of this guy, and all of a sudden he pops up and he's organizing this militia of black men marching around Georgia, especially I think it's called Stonewall, Georgia, where they have all those Confederate monuments and things. And this dude, like, he was Stone Mountain. Thank you. I'm from Georgia. I should know that. He was marching around Stone Mountain. And people pop up out of nowhere, and we have no idea who they are. We should absolutely be suspicious, because we don't know who sent them, what their motive is, and things of that nature. And I even heard, this is just, I'm going to say allegedly, like, he was having them register their guns and stuff. He got a long list of all the members that were in not fucking around coalitions, just a big database on them and stuff like that. That should have been the first red flag. And like I said earlier, this dude was working with Trump. He actually did security for Trump. So, like, he has all these ties in with all these high-ranking politicians, but he's supposed to be for black people. It's kind of very, very, we should question it. It's very suspicious.
Well, Ray, I say this much. By the time he got into the actual mainstream public's eye, he was pretty much done. He didn't last long. So, yeah, you had a lot of people, and I heard people saying that they called him Scam Master Jay, and like I used to see some of those videos. Tariq said that he was up there, yeah, we're gonna shoot them crackers and all kind of stuff like that. Like, yeah, you may not want to go ahead. And you in Georgia, you and I both here in the deep South. You from Georgia, I'm right next to it. I know you in Florida now. Like, we kind of know, like, if you gonna be about that, man, it's nothing wrong with organizing. There's nothing wrong with even if you want to start a black militia, but man, you got to kind of be careful how you go about this thing. And like you said, they just come out of nowhere, out the woodwork. I wish your brother the best of luck. I hope that, he can serve his time and he can actually contribute to the actual community and do some positive things and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is that he did bring a lot of heat on himself, and he's going to always be watched by mainstream America. You best believe that he's on a certain list. They're going to be looking at him. They say that he was a veteran and this and that, and he formed this organization, and like I say, he by the time he got on the scene with Breonna Taylor, and he wasn't that long. So make it what you want to make it. I don't personally know the brother. I didn't hear about him until actually all that stuff started going down. you know, so I can't really speak on him. I don't know what he did beforehand and whatnot, how actively involved he was in the community, and this and that. But, you know, like I say, from the time that he really caught the attention of mainstream America and stuff like that, you know, he's not around. He's gone that quick. So we're gonna kick it to Black, Native, and Original, and then, you know, other people want to get up here and speak as well too. And any topic, no topic is off limits, y'all. We talking about we're covering the main issues tonight and stuff like that. So you guys already see what the room is titled. So if anybody wants to come up here and speak tonight, please, you know how we do. Just go ahead, raise your hand, and we will definitely go ahead and give you the opportunity to go ahead and speak. And everybody that's in the room, please make sure you guys go ahead. Like I say, tweet out the actual space. Wednesday, I'll be back sometime. Wednesday, I'll be back tweeting some news and content out and stuff like that. I will be celebrating Thanksgiving like so many of our other people. We may have to do a space about Thanksgiving as well, too. So I don't know. Black Native sister, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, now with Grandmaster Jay, I remember when he first came on the scene, it was right around the time of Ahmaud Arbery's murder. And, you know, they were marching in Georgia on where he was killed at. And then I remember I watched the video of the march that they had when they were going to some place in Georgia where they were supposed to be meeting up with the Ku Klux Klan. They was over there, like, people were driving. They had police escorts, and they were rolling up on white people, like, especially him. He was too animated for me. He seemed like a caricature, because I used to watch his YouTube channel that he used to have. And it seemed like he was doing a performance. I don't know if you know, he also ran for the presidency. I don't know if you know that. And I don't know if you saw the video when he was out there in Charlottesville. And I think he had a sweatshirt that said "All Lives Matter." And so this was the dude that came out of nowhere. First he wanted to be a DJ, then he ran for the presidency, then he was Donald Trump's private security. I saw that video as well. Then he became the head of the Not Fucking Around Coalition. And I saw the video where why he's in jail now. They was at I think they was in Louisville, and they were protesting Breonna Taylor's murder, and it was some cops standing on the roof, and he just turned around and pointed, you know, like not really directly trying to, you know, harm him, but I don't know what he was doing, but that's what they got him on, you know, pointing a gun at a federal agent or officer. So they had to get him out the paint. But like you said, a lot of the people that were in that black militia, he was collecting information on them as well. And the Proud Boys wanted to hook up with NFAC, and he was like, "We're not fucking around with the Proud Boys," and they were like saying that the guns that they had weren't real. This is what white people said, so we don't even know how true that is. Like, a lot of the stuff that they had was fake. So, you know, I don't know, because they was worried when they saw them black people, because they said that was the third largest militia, and I think that was the largest black militia. So I don't know where the people went, you know, like, just because he's arrested, that shouldn't mean that they shouldn't be able to, you know, continue as a militia, as a black militia in this country. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't know, you know, I don't know if he was real or what the deal was, but he had a shady past. I'll say that. Now, Chris Brown, this whole shit with them not wanting Chris Brown to perform, and now all of a sudden, Michael Jackson is now yet again a pedophile when he was found not guilty, and this was in the 90s, and they've had several awards after his death. They had This Is It. And remember, they had, I think it was like a concert, they had him as like a hologram. And so this is all, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Brown, now all of a sudden he's an abuser. When did that happen? Like in 2005, he didn't make records, he didn't perform. Way after that. So what's really going on? Why is it that they're trying to bring up, especially with Michael, like literally right after his death, they had the This Is It tour. They've had concerts in honor of Michael Jackson. Now all of a sudden he's a pedophile again. It's something more to this, and I think they're targeting black men. Like this is just from Kanye to Kyrie to Chris Brown. You know, all of this shit is just a sham. It's like they're flexing. They're flexing on us. They're like, look, if we don't want you to perform, we could come out with some stuff 15, 20, 30 years later, even though we've given you awards after the fact, even though you perform after the fact, we'll just bring this old shit up again and, try to, tarnish your name. And this is exactly what they're doing. While all of a sudden, like you said, I think won awards after that confrontation with him and Brianna. So what's really going on with this? So we have to kind of dig a little bit deeper to find out why Chris Brown all of a sudden he's not allowed to perform any of Michael Jackson's, to perform or give a tribute to Michael Jackson when they've been doing this after his death. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and land on that.
And I like the way you went in. You went into all of these topics as well too. So let me ask you something real quick about Grandmaster Jay real quick. In terms of the actual militia he had, does anybody know the actual number of actual people that was in his organization?
I know when they were marching to Stonewall, I think that's the name of that place, Stonewall Park or something like that in Georgia. It was like 1,500 people at that time. So it could be close to 3,000 to 5,000 people in this militia.
Wow, that's a big number. Even if you talk, even if you talk about 1,500, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that was just the people that showed up. That was supposedly trying to confront the KKK, because I think that's where the KKK have their meetings, some kind of park out there in Georgia. I think Ray, he might know a little bit about it since he's from there. But I remember watching the video of them marching, going to this park. They had a police escort. They was over there. The white people that was driving in their cars, they was rolling up on them while they was inside their cars, trying to start trouble. So that's what I remember.
All right, sister, I appreciate that. Original, I know you had your hand up as well too, and yeah, like I say, by the time I started really hearing about Grandmaster Jay, like, and people were calling him Scam Master, and people were saying that he looks to be a agent of confusion and chaos, and then you had some people saying that here's a brother, a stand-up brother. So he was definitely a polarizing figure, to the fact that you had some people that really believed that he was in there putting in work, and that you needed more black men out there, who was willing to put themselves on the line. And you had other black people wondering, like, hey, like, this guy's just a little bit too animated, like you said, black native, and that, you have to proceed with some kind of caution when you're going to be doing the kind of things that he's trying to do. One thing I'll say, that if he was able to get a militia, if you're able to create a black militia, and you're able to get thousands of black men in there armed and stuff like that, you would definitely, and you're definitely vocal about it. It's one thing if you kind of sit back and you lay back a little bit or whatever, but if you're definitely vocal and putting on the kind of videos and the kind of commotion and stuff like you said, and I didn't know that the brother had even ran for president as well too. So that's gonna really attract a lot of people watching you as well too. Original, go ahead and unmute your mic, bro.
All right. Now I just pulled up this video on my tablet, and it's Grandmaster Jay, All Lives Matter. And so I think, Ray and Black Native, they're correct. See, when they came to Stone Mountain, Georgia, that's it's an area like north of Atlanta. It's in DeKalb County. And that's where they got these old racists from the Civil War. They're honoring them and using taxpayer dollars to keep the thing up. So some people started complaining about, well, look, we don't want our tax dollars paying for this. Because you know how Republicans are. See, this is how Republicans operate. See, when the transit system we have here, the monorail line, they first built the east-west line, and you had Cobb County Douglas County, and a lot of other counties didn't want to pay the 1 cent sales tax to fund MARTA, and white folks hate it. And so the station over here off of I-20, Hamilton E. Home Station, they would be packed out with cars from Cobb County and Douglas County. So the Fulton County people in Atlanta who paid for the train to be there, they couldn't park. So they started charging. If you didn't have a Fulton County license plate, you had to pay to park. But then what the white folks did in Cobb County, they started complaining about MARTA, saying that since MARTA receives federal dollars, they want to be on the board and make decisions about MARTA. They want to make decisions on something that they don't want in their county, but they want to make decisions about it. Isn't that crazy? And so, but that's how things operate a lot here in this city. But yeah, when Grandmaster Jace came, when he came to Stone Mountain, they was out there, and he was making all these threats about telling the Klan, I'm in your city, I'm in your spot. Yeah, where y'all at? You know, all this madness, you know. And so they was out there for a minute, and then they left, and you know nothing happened. So then the Klan came to they got a permit, and they came to Stone Mountain, and they said, "Well, we here, come and get us." Nobody showed up, you know. So it's just a bunch of foolishness that goes around. But see, I know this one brother I know here. He said one of his boys, they was in that not fucking around, and so I said, "Hey, bro," I said, "Listen, I need you to check something for me." I said, "Remember the boy you said that was in that, you know, not fucking around?" I said, "I need you to ask him if they had to give up the serial numbers to their weapons." He said, "All right." Kind of, you know, he kind of shrugged and said, "All right." So, and I pressed him on it for about maybe 3 or 4 months. And he said, "Oh, well, I haven't seen him, man. He's doing some other stuff now." I don't know. He got his phone number, you know. But he never contacted the guy, you know, because I'm trying to get information that I can share with other people. So I don't know if they were having to give up the serial numbers on their weapons. But you know, hey, anything is possible. I think the reason some people had an issue with him because most black people that's going to have an organization like that, they're not going to just make themselves well known because they know how this government operates. And see, I don't know if he was convicted under state or federal charges.
I think it was state. I think it's state.
Oh, state. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. So if
correction. I think that was on federal because those deputies that he pointed to weapon at or the gun at, it was federal agents. So that's going to be on the federal level.
But even with that being said, the amount of time they gave him was real short. If they saying he had, allegedly did all this, because 7 years ain't nothing for Fed time, they would have gave that nigga a football nickel. You know what I'm saying? Double digits. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, what he could have did, DJ, he could have rolled on some people, man, because you know that's what these folks do, man. Government get a hold to them, and they start rolling on folks.
Right. Well, see, here's the issue with the federal charges then, because, see, the way I thought the federal system worked is that you had to serve all of your time, and you
85%. 85%.
85%, okay, yes, sir. 85%, okay. But no, but what I'm saying is that, see, I'm still going to try to, press this brother and see if he talked to his friends and if they did have to give up their the serial numbers on their weapons. Because my point is that if you're doing something, if you're black and you're doing something like this, you're not trying. I mean, you may come out and do a march or whatever, but you're just not trying to make. You're not all over the place coming out here making all these speeches and talking how bad you are and this, that, and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. That's not how black men that I know of who have done things like that, that's not how they operate. They do things on the low. And I'll give you an example. When I was a child, there were some people who robbed banks, okay? And so one of these people was dating a relative of mine. And so when they robbed this bank in Atlanta, FBI came talking to people in my family, said, "Do y'all know so and so?" They said, "Well, yeah, he goes with this person right here. They've been dating or whatever. They came out. They was pulling people off their job, asking people if they knew this person, and he got some years, but I think they stashed some of the money. I'm not sure what. I was a child. I don't know what all happened, but but he got some years. But I will say this: they came out and they was questioning people, asking people how they knew him and this, that, and whatever. But they walked around, they milled around the city quietly. They wasn't out like Grandmaster Jay, because they're they didn't want anybody to know what they was doing. I mean, some people knew when they would come to town, they were driving a brand new car. They just hit somebody. So, but yeah, people just don't do that. You don't go out there just bragging about what you're doing and what you got, and this, that, and whatever, because that's going to draw attention to you. And now here's the other issue. Now, I guess Grandmaster Jay was the leader, and if this was a legitimate operation, he should have listened to Dr. Claude Anderson. You don't do vertical leadership; you do horizontal leadership, so that if one person is taken out, the organization continues. So that's another issue, is that if he was, who knows, he might be on vacation somewhere. Just say you're gonna have to stay away for 7 years or whatever. Then you can come back. You can come back and do what you was doing, or he's out doing something, identifying people. Who knows what's happening? But I know I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him, and I'll land on that.
Real quick, my girl Tony said that they did a very disrespectful article on Radar Online about Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. Tony, I definitely would have left a comment on there. I'm still on that suspension, so I can't comment, I can't I can't follow, I can't retweet anything. So, and that's not surprising. Like I say, ever since Michael Jackson has been found not guilty, even after his death, they continue to throw dirt on this man. So that's not really that's not surprising at all. Like, they're going to continue to try to trash his legacy as much as possible for the next generation. They have an agenda of definitely putting Michael Jackson, and it burns them up too. Let's be for real. This is the 40th anniversary of Thriller. Okay. This is the 40th anniversary of Thriller, the largest, biggest selling album, the most iconic album of all time. And the fact of the matter is that, what I'm saying, they don't want to celebrate that. This album should be having commercials celebrating Thriller every damn. I mean, you should be seeing songs from that album played on all these commercials and everything else. So you can feel the hatred, and you can see the hatred that's really popping off. They continue to throw dirt on this man's name, even in death. They won't leave him alone. Get back to what you said originally. You're right. The Nation of Islam, we see them go out and do many marches and protests and stuff like that. You ain't never seen the Nation of Islam pulling out guns on feds. If their life was in danger or something like that, that's one thing. But you ain't never seen the Nation of Islam, and you never saw the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers only pulled them guns out when they had absolutely no other choice to pull them out. Okay. And they knew the law better than anybody. They know when you could pull them guns out and when not to. So you never saw this kind of stuff. And the fact any black man sitting up here talking about you by black people and you wearing these All Lives Matter t-shirts and stuff like that, that right there, man, is like Asian type talk right there. Okay, if you about black people and stuff like that, you don't have to wear an All Lives Matter t-shirt. You're supposed to be wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirt if you want to wear. Even though we don't support the actual Black Lives Matter, actual legal business or whatever, we understand that phrase does hold weight and it does have power. Black lives do matter, and it matters because in this country, black lives ain't been worth a can of beans. So don't sit up here, man. The same thing with Kanye West was acting stupid and stuff like that with Candace Owens, and you got your White Lives Matter t-shirts on and stuff like that, and then you want to give us a history lesson about black people, and you want to talk about black people this and black people that. No, man. And if you was about that, when them Klan boys talk about let's meet up, you're supposed to go out there and meet up with them Klan boys. So that lets us know that you didn't really want that drama. Because when they set up there and they told you, hey, we'll meet up with you, and y'all bitched out, that pretty much lets us know that you weren't about that. So kill all the noise, man. And you're right. This brother, if he does come out And he has a bunch of people that follow up behind him because the organization, if it's a real organization, they should be able to move on and go on without him or whatever. So if he did, I don't know if he rolled on anybody, this and that. I don't know if he got fed time. I thought maybe the agents was federal agents, or maybe they were just regular policemen or whatever. But they were talking about possibly giving him 27 years. He didn't get 27 years. He got 7 years. And he also got 3 years of probation. So, I don't know exactly how that works. I know in Fed times, what you do, you have to do 85% of the time and this and that. So I don't exactly know how that works, but yeah, man, when you start sitting up here talking, you go from working with Trump and running for president and then forming a militia and doing this and doing that or whatever, man. You do have to be a little bit cautious of people like that, and especially those who actually love the limelight, love the attention and whatnot. It was a great idea to form a militia, but you sit back and you chill or whatever, you let them grow and whatnot. You only come when your people are actually being in serious trouble or whatever. You don't just come and just show your might just to show the might or whatever. You surely don't just pull out pistols and guns and stuff and rifles and AKs on damn police officers unless your life is threatened or whatever. I mean, it's one thing if you're in a situation like Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was and people trying to kill you and kill her and stuff like that and you defending your life or whatever. But another thing just as a show is force or whatever. I mean, come on, man. All these black people with these White Lives Matter t-shirts and stuff like that, go down the road with that, man. Please, go ahead. We're going to kick it to Professor, and then we're going to kick it to This Is Not Volvo Rants.
Yeah, thank you again, Newstoter. And let me say this, y'all, black family. Let's just look at America for what it is. It's a land of hypocrisy, and that's what it's going to always be. They will highlight the ills and the ugliness and the disrespect that they think black people always put out. They will always try to highlight that. Now, they won't highlight the positivity of black people, which is a lot of positivity within our community that the media will not talk about. They will not highlight it, okay? And there's a lot that black Americans have done in this country that never has gotten highlighted. Never has. Okay? This is the disrespect that we have always had to endure in America. And so, with me saying that, look at Chris Brown, y'all. Chris Brown was told not to do anything with the tribute for Michael Jackson. He was basically removed from that. But look at the hypocrisy. They had him removed from doing the tribute. But look what happened. He's got an award. See, does that make sense to any of y'all? The American Music Awards gave him the award. So basically, the brother was vindicated. See, they talked about his past, the reason why they didn't want him to do the tribute, but they still gave him an award. This is what America is, motherfuckers. They stink. These motherfuckers stink, man, to high heaven. White folks stink. Okay? They stink, and I tell you, every day I see all this stuff that goes against us, and they do everything they can to keep us down. They do things to make sure that we look bad in the eyes of the world, and it makes me angry every time I see this shit. You know, I look at the situation with Kyrie Irving. I look at the situation with Kanye. I look at the situation here with Chris Brown. Anytime they seem to find a way to downgrade a brother or downgrade a sister, it just tells you, man, black Americans, we have to have our unification in place. See, this is what we've been talking about with the staying on code. Because remember, we know other groups don't get along. Everybody don't get along. Now, we know this, right? But notice all the groups will get on code when it comes to attacking black America. See, this is what black people have to understand. So therefore, yes, black Americans, we're not a monolithic group, but when it comes to fighting against the others that's attacking some of our family members, that's where you got to be on point. You got to be like a military unit, family. But see, I was listening to something last night, and I can't remember who played that. I think it might have been DJ played that in his space about the Hispanic man that was saying why his group is ahead group?
Yes, sir. That was DJ Space.
Okay, y'all do know I fell asleep in the space, right? Because I had to get up for work, but I ended up falling asleep.
We were still keeping you in favor.
Hey, look, I woke up and said, shit, I saw where he tried to give me the co-host. And but something, it's almost like I had a dream because I still remember hearing that speech of the Hispanic man saying why their people was able to get ahead because he was talking about how his people stayed together as one unit. See, but Black Americans, he said that. He said Black America don't do that. Black Americans don't stick together like that. And the man is actually right. Because
I think you're wrong though. I think you're wrong because that's what they tell us though. You know what I'm saying? They tell us that. But here's the thing you gotta understand though. The reason why I feel like he's lying when he say that. First of all, why is it your business if our people stick together or not? Worry about your own people, right? So
that's
the other thing is too. We you know, shout out to my boy Newstoter right here. Shout out to Ray. You know, and YouTube professor and original. We now know that the government is financing y'all people. You know what I'm saying? $2,800 every 2 weeks to $5,000 a month, and y'all get SNAP benefits. So when you saying, Juan, that you know, we come here with nothing and all that, and the third, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot because why couldn't you get it done in your own country? See that?
Now you on point right there because they do get the money from the government, which told me, he's lying on that part of it. When you talk about how they are able to build up their empire, he's lying about that. But what he did have to point at is that part of where, like, okay, for instance, like Kyrie Irving. Okay, notice how we had Black Americans that were attacking Kyrie Irving when they should have been right there with Kyrie Irving. See what I'm saying? Like, we got the coon Charles Barkley, which, you know, we had space about him last night. And then look at these other ones, like Shaq. Everybody was jumping all on Kyrie. See, our people shouldn't be doing that. See, we don't supposed to be jumping on each other like that.
Right. See, here's again, though, bro. Here's the thing again. Now, you know, I know other folks want to talk. Those are paid informants at this point. Shaq, fuck you. I know you're a Brick City nigga, but fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? so Charles Coons, you know what I'm saying? And I'm surprised Shannon Sharp, of all people, had something to say about it. Nigga, what? You come from nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you made it, you and your brother. Y'all made it from nothing. So you know how hard it really is being a black man in this country, making it in a white man's world. You know what I'm saying? So why would you go out your face of all people to really downplay the situation when we all got common sense to say, hey, look, Kyrie didn't produce the movie. He didn't promote it. He didn't fund it. All he did was watch it and retweeted it. So what gives y'all the right as black men to go on this brother and try to put y'all foot on his neck like he George Floyd or something, yo? So now what we got to do is the opposite of what that Juan dude said is, you know something? Y'all dispel from the black community. Don't pull up to no cookout. You don't got to come support my black business. I don't want your name even around me, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you around me. So Charles Coons, Oprah, Candace Owens, you know what I mean? Yep. Black guys, add them up. Add them all up.
Add them up. Yep.
Don't come around me. We ain't even family. If y'all family with some of these jokers that's doing this, y'all gonna have to disown your family. Real shit. Because if they could do it to somebody like Kyrie and Kanye, what happens when you slip up and fuck up? You gonna get buried, bro.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? And see, that's what I agree with right there, DJ, is we're going to have to tell these people that's in our black American family that's turning on their people, hey, we don't want you back in the family. You out. Right. Candace Owens, your ass is out.
Yeah, and I'll say this last thing. Don't forget what Michael Mack said about these celebrities, but go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, let me go ahead and...
Yeah. Let me land right there, Todd. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you good. You was good. I know Vovo had his hand up. So, Vovo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, what's going on? No, appreciate you letting me speak.
No problem. What's going on, man?
Oh, shit. I just want to say I kind of see why I'm unpopular on this app. I come in total defense of Grandmaster Jay. I've been saying it for a long time that he telling the truth. Whether he really went out there for real and stood up for us and stood on the front line, with a big ass gun for us, and he organized us throughout the country. Those formations, those were black people from all over the country came to join that. I was proud when I seen my people out there like that. I was absolutely proud to see my people out there standing up for us with guns in their hands, saying they ready for this shit. I look at his philosophy and what he was trying to do in his ideology, that he do not have a bad plan. So he the truth, if that's what he did. But let's look at the other side of it. Let's say that he is the police, and they send him out there to do that. Why would they send them out there to do that against black people? We didn't ask for Grandmaster Jay. He came out of nowhere and said, "This is what I'm doing right now for my people." We didn't ask for that. So if he is working for Trump or the government, why are they doing that against us? They not doing that against no Chinese people. They ain't doing that against these Asians. They ain't sending no Asian out for no Latinos or for no Arab. Why they doing that against us? I need real answers on why they doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to spread rumors on nobody. If you're right, you're right. If he is an Asian, then let's get some proof going. Not just he was security for Trump. And give me a document. We got proof on William O'Neill. We saying that this man tried to go out here and get us all killed or get us all arrested or trick all of us into going to jail or some shit. So if you're going to slander a man's name like that, this is his legacy. This is his name as a man. Like, this is what his great-great-grandchildren going to remember him for. We need proof. It can't just be no rumors. So I'm in total defense of Master J. I appreciate you letting me speak, bro.
Oh, no problem. And DJ, do me a favor because I'm trying to approve original, but I keep clicking on it and they won't let me approve it. So you and Ray, go ahead and approve original so he can get back up in here. Volvo, I'm gonna say this part right here, man. Like I like the fact that you come with a difference of opinion. I know a lot of times with you and Shepard and stuff like that, you know, sometimes the room and stuff it's one way or another, but if we're really gonna have real dialogue and stuff like that, I like to have a difference of opinion and stuff like that. I like to hear everybody, you know, come up here and say what they got to say, man. So I mean, I don't care. Like, I mean, this is one thing. That's why we have a space. That's why we having these dialogues and stuff like that, these rooms, so our people can come up in here and they can original. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get you back in here to speak, man. I don't know what's going on. I sent you the invite, so I was trying to approve you, but it wouldn't let.
That's his phone.
Oh, okay.
I think that's your phone original. You might have to drop out and come back in, brother, again.
But yeah, like I say, I don't mind it, man. Like I say, I'm a little bit skeptical because, and you and I know as black men and stuff like that, when you have something like a militia and you're sitting up here and you're saying certain things about these white folks and stuff like that, we know that we're going to draw the ire of these people. We know certain things that you and I, we have to move a different way. So if he was saying some of this stuff that he was saying and things like that, that just makes me a little bit of skeptical about exactly what he was trying to do, what he was trying to get accomplished, because it's best to move in silence if you can until you can actually get the numbers on your side. Go ahead, bro.
Can I say something, brother?
Go ahead.
They already in our mouth. They in our mouth right now. They looking at your page. They looking at my page. No matter what we do, they in our business. We can't even recommend a movie. Kyrie already, he ain't said nothing. He recommended a movie that he found interesting, and they on his ass about that. They in our mouth anyway, so you might as well just say what you got to say, and then it is what it is after that. That's just how I feel. They gonna come get me anyway. They know all my dirt, all my secrets, all my funny stuff, all my whatever, and they gonna use that when you say too much. Now my thing is this: why? I don't see them doing this to nobody else. I don't see them doing this to no other race. Why us? There's other races that's dirty too. But why us though? Why us? Why would they send a Grandmaster J? If you're skeptical about them, right? Ask yourself this. Why though? Okay, we didn't have traitors and all that, but why? Why would they purposely create this guy for? Why? What would they do that for? If anybody could answer that.
That's a good question, man. I mean, you know that they really they consider us more of a threat than any of these other races because these other races not going to really sit up here. They may make us think about certain things that go on and stuff like that, but they know it's been one group over here that has really contested the unjust treatment of people, not only black people, but the unjust treatment of people in general in this country. So, you know, they feel like you always have to go ahead and silence the actual black people. Let's be for real, like the FBI and a lot of these police agencies and stuff like that, they were made and they were created, the police department, they were created to subjugate the black race. So I mean, they weren't created to subjugate the Chinese or the Native American or the Latino or any of the other people. They was made to dominate and control one group of people and one group of people only, and that's us. Let me go.
Let me ask you this real fast. Why would they give him such a great plan? If you look at his plan, nobody listened to what he was saying, what his plan was. They couldn't really follow him because he kind of nerdy, he kind of quirky, he got a weird style, he got a weird delivery. But if you follow what he was saying, he's trying to unify black people. That's it. Why would they give him a plan like that?
Well, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, brother, because we got a few hands up in here and whatnot too. So we definitely let's see who can actually answer that and whatnot too. So I'm definitely glad that you brought that up in here. Before we go any further, y'all make sure if you're not in this space and you're not following the host and the co-host, remember that Newstoter is the largest curator today of Black news a day in America. If you can support us on Cash App, that's $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Tomorrow I will return and I will be off my Twitter suspension sometime Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure what time I'll be off of it. Sometime Wednesday, and I will be back tweeting out news related articles as well too. So you guys make sure you go ahead and catch up on those news articles. Support us on Cash App, $Newstoter. Let's go ahead. I want to get Black Pressure. I want to get Nate. And then we're gonna kick it to DJ. You the co-host. Do you want to say something before we go ahead and kick it to Black Pressure real quick?
Hey, I'm gonna just say this, Volvo, COINTELPRO, bro. There you go.
Okay.
And I'm not saying the Grandmaster J is. I'm just saying COINTELPRO. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Black Pressure, Nate, and then Original.
What's up, news? Going straight in. Hey, am I having can y'all hear me? Because I'm having some phone issues.
We hear you. We hear you loud and clear, bro.
Okay.
What up, Texas?
Hey, what up, Brick City? What's up? But just responding to Brother Volvo. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm picking up some phone talk. Like I was saying,
one wing, Black Pressure.
Yeah, it's Texas. It's gonna be spicy. So we got it's 2022, brother. We should not be asking why does the government sabotage black people? Why would they sabotage? Why would they send someone to sabotage? Because you're a nigga. Period. From day one all the way down to today, like DJ said, COINTELPRO. We got Elijah Muhammad Jr. We got somebody brought up William O'Neill earlier. You got Malcolm X's bodyguard. You got Baynard Rusty. All these people were sent in to infiltrate. I can keep naming and naming. Like I said, I'm pulled up to the store right here. So we can keep naming and naming. When you want to infiltrate a black organization, you don't send in a white face. You don't send in a Hispanic face. You don't send in a East Indian face. You send in a black face. That's why they were able to get close to Malcolm X. I forgot somebody could call their brother's name. It's slipping my mind right now. His bodyguard. That's why they were able to get close to Malcolm X. They were able to infiltrate the Nation of Islam outside of Malcolm X because of one of Elijah Muhammad's sons. They were able to infiltrate the Civil Rights Movement because of Baynard Rustin and other trade outs and sellers that were right around our elder Dr. Martin Luther King. Like I'm gonna say it again, DJ said COINTELPRO. You can read that for weeks. You can read that for weeks. Even it just a lot of people don't know this, but the government actually used the Italian mafia to infiltrate the Klan. That was part of COINTELPRO too, but a lot of people don't know that.
Hey, real quick, y'all, make sure your mics are muted when somebody's speaking. Make sure your mics are muted. Go ahead, Black Pressure. I'm gonna unmute everybody, but make sure your mics are muted, y'all.
So I'm back. So, like I said, I'm kind of talking fast right now, so I'm in the store. But whoever was last, that only gets your throat slit faster. I can be worse than I am, but I'm gonna land my plane right now and just end it response.
Can I rebuttal just one question to the brother?
Go ahead, real quick.
He said because you a nigga. What's so special about niggas?
White men have went on a 400-year campaign of sabotage. What's not special about it?
No, I'm asking you why they can sabotage anybody. Why they super sabotage for us? What's so special about us?
I'll say it again. A 400-year campaign, they don't do that to a bump. What's not special about it?
But I'm asking though, like, what is special about it? Like, what is? But I'm trying to get to the. When you say what's not, that's too vague. That's too vague at this point.
Don't make it certain. Like I
don't
say,
make it what?
I say don't make it certain.
What's the end game, brother? What's the end game? What I'm asking.
Now you moved the goalpost. I said don't make it certain. I responded to your question. All right. They send black faces in to infiltrate black people. This is not chess. This is check. So, like I said, these people have went on a 400-year campaign of sabotage. Do you think they do that to a bomb?
What make?
Maybe you would say another way, News.
Let me see if maybe I can pinpoint it. They feel that all of the things that they've done to the black race, they're afraid that the black race may wake up and also do that kind of stuff to them as well. To put it mildly, that they kind of want to go ahead and keep a leash on us as much as possible. They want to keep that muzzle around our mouth and stuff, so we don't go ahead and bite their hand off. Because let's be real, if somebody had done this to white people, just looking at the history, and you see all of the wars and stuff they fought in Europe and this and that, and they never forget anything, they never forget or they never forgive, they would already took payback on people. So they feel the fact that, hey, we have destroyed these people over and over and over and over and over again. When are they going to rise up and do something to us? So let's go ahead and let's keep them under control as much as possible, because you never know that one day that they may actually wake up and they may want some payback. So let's go ahead and keep these Negroes under our thumb as long as we can, because we know how we are as a people. We never forget. We never let. It's a reason why you had in Europe, you had 100-year wars, you had continental wars, and you had all of these different things. And they went over there to the Middle East and they had wars with them over there, the holy wars and all this other stuff. I mean, so these people, they looking like, hey, we got to go ahead, because the things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So okay, brother. So what you saying is that we the only threat to their crown, and that's why they doing all.
Well,
they understand that we the only threat to their crown. We the only threat to overthrow the other races. They don't have to create a grandmaster data to.
Well, I'm saying, but
control the other races because they on autopilot.
I'm saying that when you look at the wealth of the white man, all of the wealth of the white man really comes from slavery. When you look at from when the time they was over there in Europe and when they started exploring the world and this and that or whatever, the transatlantic slave trade is the reason why they're the richest people on earth, and that came off of the backs of black people. So I mean,
and to add this to News, before they made slavery an institution and they stole our physical body, it was our intellect that they observed and stole first before they got into slavery.
Agreed. Volvo, I guess Volvo is disconnecting. So let me go ahead and get to Nate. Nate, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up, DJ, Ray, everybody's face. Good evening.
What's going on?
I can answer Volvo directly your question as to why they would send this man at that time, and I'll explain it clearly. When he popped up on the scene, that was right around the time when they murdered our brother George Floyd, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and I'll explain to you why they sent that man, or potentially, I don't know. He's locked up now, so I don't know if he's an agent. So he's definitely doing some time. So I don't know if he's an agent. I'll tell you why. When George Floyd was murdered, when George.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Sorry about that. Yeah, unmute your mic, Nick.
Yeah, okay. I'm back, DJ. Thanks. When they murdered George Floyd, my people in Minneapolis went outside and put up some smoke signals that they were in trouble. And then the next day, my brothers and sisters all down the East Coast put up more smoke signals that they were in trouble and that they needed help. And so me as a black man, I got my Second Amendment strapped across my chest, and I went outside. And I was outside by myself. I was doing this by myself. And other black men around America were going outside with their Second Amendment, walking around and letting white folks know what it is with us. And then you got then you got Grandmaster Jay. He shows up, right? And this is how you gather 3,000 to 5,000 people that are about that life in one spot. And then you got this brother over here supposedly registering guns, registering serial numbers, putting names and serial numbers and so forth. And that is a perfect reason why they would send somebody around at that time. They saw that we were sick of the bullshit after George Floyd. The whole fucking country went up, coast to coast. The whole fucking country went up in flames. So that's why they would send that man at that time. Thanks for letting me speak news.
Absolutely, no issue, no issue. I appreciate you coming up in here, brother. Let's go ahead. We're gonna kick it to Original and Ray real quick. Original, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, yes. Well, first I want to say this about the Spanish-speaking boy who said that black people don't stick together, and I'm gonna keep saying this as I've said it before. When KABC Los Angeles, KABC AM Los Angeles attacked, they had Larry Elders attacking black people for like blaming black folk for all the ills of America for like 4 hours a day, and his audience was white males from 25 to 60. And the community asked him to stop, and they said he had the right to free speech. So the community started a boycott against KABC sponsors. And I attended one of those meetings, and but they had outsourced some postcards they wanted to use as form letters to send to the sponsor. The printer, unfortunately, they had to use a white printer. The printer, once they saw what the context of the cards were, they wanted to up the price. And when I went to that meeting, they said, yeah, well, they told the printer that you either sell them to us at the agreed upon price or you can keep them. So the printer had no choice but to go back to the original price. I raised my hand and said, I can do this on my computer at home and I won't charge you anything. Just give me the paper and I'll get it done. And I did. And when myself and another brother, we revamped the cards to put a picture of black folks being lynched, and we sent them out to those sponsors, they dropped off like flies. The black people in LA, they stood together. Now, granted, Disney owned KABC, and the station lost so many sponsors. Disney had to subsidize that station. Okay, that was the only way that station stayed afloat because we took all their national sponsors. They had sponsors like law firms and mom and pop stores, whereby they was in like the white community, and we couldn't, force them to divest from their station. So when they say black folks don't stick together, that is a lie. I don't care what anybody say. And we may be somewhat in disarray, but we do come together. So I just want to put that out there because that station, KABC, they lost over $100 million in advertising revenue. And I went to a little networking mixer one Sunday. I was passing out, getting signatures on some of the cards. And this lady approached me. She said, are you with that group? That Talking Drum group? And y'all going after Larry Ells and King? I said, no, I didn't know who she was, but I found out who she was later. I said, no, I'm passing these out for my cousin. She said, well, y'all got them running around like chickens with their head cut off. They don't know what y'all going to do next, and they are terrified because, see, once they found out they couldn't go to these civil rights organizations to come down and say, y'all stop that. We told them, get the fuck up out of our meeting. And they went with their tail between their legs. So no, black people do stick together. Now, as far as this, Grandmaster Jay, it's just obvious to me. It's obvious that that he just popped out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, you got all these people following him, and which is good. But when you start seeing stuff like all lives matter, and he's hanging out with different white groups of people, people began to question because, like Buck said previously, they've always used these people like Dr. Perry, and let's see, with Dr. Perry, William O'Neill, and the list is endless. We don't even know that they were, and this guy, what's his name? Oki something, where I can't think of his first name, but he was Asian, and the Panthers, allowed him into their group, and they said that he was an agent, working against the Panthers. So we have had this all along, and I give you another example. There's this guy. His name is Anthony Samad. He was part of the NAACP in Los Angeles, and so on Stevie Wonder's station, he had this host of this show called Front Page, and the producer, because they came from a black perspective. So later on, they brought in this Anthony Samad to try to wing him in, and they were going to push them out. So what happened is, I found out that Anthony Samad was formerly of the NAACP, and there was a scandal that he had been in where he was alleged to have stolen $10,000. So what did I do? I called in and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "but are you the Anthony Samad that used to be with the NAACP?" And they said that allegedly you took $10,000, and I added a little bit more stuff to it. And then I found out that he told those people, he said, "Don't sit me up, don't sit me up." But see, that's what you have to do when you know there is an agent trying to come in and disrupt what is best for the black community. See, he was gonna, if he had taken over that show, it would have became a fluff piece, basically a boule. It would have became a boule show, because myself and others, we stood up and we questioned him. He didn't get to do that. And I might step on some toes now, but I'm going to mention this. Now, I know a lot of people, they like Dick Gregory. Now, Dick Gregory was questionable as well. But one of our
You might step on some toes for real now.
yeah, because I remember, see, Dick Gregory came to LA some years ago, and he was speaking at the Vision Center that used to be owned by Marla Gill. And so I went to see him. So our scholar, Renoko Rashidi, didn't like Dick Gregory. And so he told me, he said, "You going to see that?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just going up here." He said, "I don't like Dick Gregory." He told me that. And I knew Renoko. And so what happened is, see, Dick Gregory, what happened? Well, here's what happened. Okay, there's he's dead now, gone, which is good. But this guy, his name is Philippe Rushton. He is a white psychiatrist, a white racist psychiatrist from Canada. And he came out and said that black people were inferior to white people in all aspects of human interactivity, And so what happened is, Geraldo had him on his show. And so the people responded and said, "Hold up." They said they went after Geraldo's sponsors. And Geraldo started losing sponsors. And so then one of the producers said, "Okay, what do y'all want?" The people responded by saying, "We want the same amount of time to refute what this fool said about us." So initially, it was supposed to have been Dr. Cresswellson, and I know it was Dr. Cresswellson, and it was either, what is his name, Naeem Akbar, and I think someone else. But anyway, something happened, and Dr. Cresswellson couldn't make the show. So I think it ended up being Professor James Small, and it was either Naeem Akbar or Dr. Leonard Jeffrey. I can't remember, one of the two, but I know Professor Small was there. So Professor Small and the other person, they laid out, they did great at laying out our sojourn on this planet. And then all of a sudden now, Geraldo said I want you to meet my friend, Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory stood up and tried to undermine everything that those brothers laid down about us. And so, and that's why a lot of the people in the African Center community did not like Dick Gregory because what he did, that was agent stuff. What he did, and he was known to do stuff like that. There was another time whereby
Real, real quick, original. Let me come back to you because we got a new. Yeah, but I want you to stay in the speaker spot. But we got a new speaker, so I just want to make sure because some people have been having connection issues. So I see we have a new speaker, Mia, up here. Mia, how you doing? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, hi. My name is Mia. Happy night. Good night to you all. I guess wherever you are in the world. Thank you for letting me speak. I was coming in on the conversation about Grandmaster Jay. I follow Grandmaster Jay for quite some time because I really like to look into humans and just how they kind of move and how they relate to people. And with that being said, would I say that Grandmaster Jay was an op or an agent? Probably not. The reason why is because if he was, unless he did something that they didn't like, they definitely locked him down for 7 years. So I don't know. Now, could it be possible? Yeah, anything's possible. But I also believe that when you're forming these types of groups, such as the NFAC, and any group for that matter, I think you ought to be leery of anyone who displays what I like to call main character syndrome, flashiness, or just loud, quick to speak, right, and not really wanting to sit back and really look at situations and allow other people to lead. I think that anyone, I mean that with all due respect, should be suspect if they have this main character syndrome. The other thing is I think we ought to rid ourselves of these so-called, for lack of a better word, I want to say something fancy, but I don't have anything right now, leaders, okay? Because the reason why I say that is it makes it too easy. It makes it too easy for them to disassemble the group. Again, you cut off the head of a snake, and then what? It doesn't know where it's going. With think about Trump bombing the military guy over there. Like they don't know what to do now, and it's going to take so long to recover from that. And then now it gives them time to recoup for whatever you're going to come back with. I think that more groups should probably move, like the group Anonymous. I know a lot of you have heard of that group. You don't know who they are. They're faceless, and with that, they don't know who to go after. I just think that would be really cool to see us kind of move like that, as opposed to having these people that we have to protect and put all the security around them, which is fine, right? We want them to have security, but I just feel like we need more people to have that same power and vibrance and frequency, and be more faceless, I think, because that will give us the upper hand on the people in which we're trying to go against. And that was it. Thank you.
You're welcome, sister. Glad to have you in the space tonight. I don't know if this is your first time in the Newstoter space, but you can generally catch us Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So glad to have you in the space. Ray, I know you had your hand up for a minute as well. Let me give a shout out to my man, Insane Optimist. I see Insane up in the space. Insane always tweets out the links and stuff. Definitely been a big help, especially since I've been on this Twitter suspension. So shout out to you, Insane. Ray, we're going to get to you, Ray, and then we're going to go ahead to Black Pressure.
Yes, I just definitely want to agree with my brother Black Pressure, man, because they don't need a reason. The reason is, like you said, they hate us. Second largest next to obviously white people, and they understand that the simple act of us having sex with the women can wipe them out. So that's plenty enough reason for them to hate us. I just definitely want to start off by making that point. The second point
find is I found some type of court documents or something. If everybody looking at Jumbotron regarding Grandmaster Jay, I don't know if anyone's had a chance to look at them yet, but it looks like this dude has some type of like federal charges, and there's 19 cooperators. And I was really hoping Bobo would have stayed in here so I could show them this. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of documents, and I'm wondering like if he's in federal custody, how in the hell did he get out of federal custody in just 24 hours? And then there's parts of his case that are sealed. How was he not a cooperator? I'm just thinking of just common sense questions, concerning this. And like I said, obviously with him doing security for Trump, things like that. I'm just saying if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Like Black person said, hey, if you choose a walk into that trap and you get your throat slit, that's on you. I'm gonna, err on the side of caution. I'm not just gonna follow someone that just pops up out of nowhere. But like everyone said, I forgot who it was that said it. They actually beat the words out of my mouth. This brother popped up right when the George Floyd situation was popping off. So I think they sent him out there because they're like, hey, we know black people are pissed off. We need them to blow off a little steam. So we'll give them a permission to make it seem like, okay, somebody's doing something, because that's what happens. When someone's doing something, a lot of the times other black people will just kind of sit back and like, okay, he got it. But I land right there.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Ray. I was hoping Volvo was gonna stay in the room because, like, I do like to have the opposite of opinions and stuff in there too. Like, I don't like it's great to have our people just unite and agree on something like that, but you also want to have that other opinion as well in the room too, like that, a little bit of a balance and stuff like that. So I was hoping that Volvo, if that's his man and he felt strong about him or whatever, I respect the brother's opinion and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own opinions and stuff like that, but I was hoping Volvo was going to stay in here. I like the fact that he was staying strong on how he felt about Grandmaster Jay and how he felt that he was a benefit to the black community and stuff like that. He felt he was a strength and an asset. So I was hoping that my man was going to stay in here, because normally Volvo, normally when he comes up into space, he'll stay up in here for a little bit or whatever. So maybe the brother had to go and do something. He might be at work or whatever, but hopefully he gets a chance. Sometimes he'll pop back in. Hopefully he'll come back and pop back in as well too. So I kind of just wanted to.
I was driving. I was trying my best to get in space because I was going to challenge him on it for real, but it's kind of hard for me to do that and pay attention to the road. Plus, my cousin was calling me. That's why I had to drop out the space and come back in. But how was this dude an asset to the community? What has he done? That's why I want to ask him. What are you talking about?
Well, that's why I wanted him to stay in the space so he could answer it. So I was hoping that he wouldn't go leave just yet, but unfortunately he left. I'm hoping he comes back in and you'll get that chance to actually answer him that as well too. So Volvo, if you listen anywhere, bro, please come back into space tonight.
Total, he's back in there. Look down at the bottom.
Oh, okay, my man, back up here. Okay, Volvo, man, you get a. Okay, well, good.
What is he doing? That's what I want to know, because I don't just blindly follow him.
Oh snap! My dog then came back up in here too. Like, hold on. Before we get to Volvo, I ain't seen my sister up in Newstoter space in a minute. I'm blessed to have my girl Aunt Lai up in here. So Aunt Lai, definitely sister. Me, I see you got your hand up too, sister. Keep your hand up. We'll get back to you as well. So y'all want to speak? Just go ahead and put your hand up. I got my New Jersey girl up in the house, Aunt Lai. Aunt Lai, how you doing, sister? Go ahead and unmute your mic. I hope everything is well with you. How you come in? How I give you that nice little introduction of how you come in, like how y'all.
Hey, you better dig up Jersey. Come on.
I mean, how she coming there like, how y'all doing? Like, come on.
I'm like trying to keep it all together. I'm really upset. I've been tweeting the FBI, so they've been messing with my Twitter, so they kicked me out just because I've been tweeting. I'm gonna just say this is my opinion, what I believe. I believe the only reason why he is in prison is because he's black. Because the KKK been doing what they've been doing for years, pointing guns, hanging people, and nothing happened. He may not be for everybody, and every black leader is not for everybody, and that's fine, because not every black leader is for everybody. But the only reason why that black man is charged with those bullshit ass charges is because he's black. And what black people have to understand is, like he said, they don't need a reason. He may not be doing wherever I don't know where he is.
I don't even know if people like him or whatever. He is charged with. Now you know daggone well if a black person, the cops shoot and kill black people for doing nothing. So if he would have pointed a gun and did any of these allegations that they so-called claim he did, he would not be here. They only come up with these trumped up charges in front of a white jury, white courts, but they don't want to hold none of them accountable. Now, if you could put him on trial, find him guilty, and sentence him to prison, but Trump out here grabbing him by the P word, still ain't give up his taxes and doing all this other stuff. So, like, we really got to be on the. I'm pissed. I'm about to start crying. I'm just emotional. But he only being charged because he's black. Period. It may not be. He may not be a national, a Dr. King or a Malcolm X, where he has a national, whatever the case may be. But his fight may have been local. He may not have been seeing the kids, or we don't know what he would have been doing. We know that he and that all these fucking white people out here doing, coming in the supermarkets, killing our great grandparents, going into churches, killing them, and the dude get life for going into school, killing all them people. They do all that, but like he only charged because he's black. Like we gotta stop getting in this where he might be for us, he might not. It don't matter. It's the simple fact that he black and he did whatever they say he did because he's black. We keep looking at this system and try to make sense of their corruption and their BS when we know it's fucking BS. Why are we trying to make sense of that? Look at this shit that happened on January the 6th. Then nobody got arrested. The motherfuckers was walking home. Like, how the fuck? Where is the military base? Where is the Pentagon? Where is all of the national security for the whole fucking country is in Washington, D.C. So you telling me these cracker-ass crackers can go in the fucking Are you kidding me? On January the 6th, them motherfuckers was walking home and the black people got more time than the white people got. Like, we know what it is. So when we sit there and we try to come up with, I'm done. I'm in my thing. I'm just, this shit, he black. That's why he got charged with the 7 years. Him being an agent. He was an agent. He wouldn't have got fucking 7 years. The guy who's in charge, I'm in my thing.
All right, sister. I hear you getting worked up. I hear you getting emotional there. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to have you up in the space. And I'm glad to also, like I say, I want to hear a difference of opinions and everything as well, too. So, as always, Aunt Lai, you know, you always welcome up in the space and you're always welcome to grab the mic and speak to, sister. I'm just glad to have you up in the space. Don't, whatever you're dealing with, sister, don't let it get you. Don't let it get you down. And we all dealing with stuff. Trust me. So, just continue to stay strong as you always do, sister. Don't let it get to you and whatnot. So we here. You need to holler at me and DJ in the background or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. We can conference call you. You know how we do. So don't let it get to you, sister. I know we all dealing with things and stuff, dealing with our family issues and health and everything else. Just remain strong as possible, sister. Please, just don't let it get to you like that. DJ, I'm gonna kick it to Black Pressure and Mia. You got something you want to say real quick?
I just want to say shout out to my sister on lock, Brick City in the building, Access County. The reason why she's so emotional, I need y'all to get in the Jumbotron and look on the far left side. I need y'all to go support sis and get that book allegedly, thebookallegedly.com, and also study out what they doing to her nephew. Nephew, man, this is not right what they doing to our peoples. So at the end of the day, I understand your plight, sis, and we're going to work it out, you know what I mean? But everybody go follow online. If y'all need a little bit of loyalty advice, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure sister help you out. A original that go online right there. We need y'all two to connect so that way you can work out your particular issue. She a little sharper with it than I am. So yeah, everybody, the reason why our sister emotional tonight because she going through a lot, dealing with the law enforcement too, similar to like a Grandmaster J type issue in my opinion. And I agree with you that we all black, but some of us could be incel pro too, sister. I don't know if you heard me say that, but go ahead, Black Pressure. But yeah, just get in the Jumbotron, y'all. Support the sis. Get that book, thebookallegedly.com.
You got it, Black Pressure.
Hey, News, can y'all hear me fine? I was having some connectivity issues.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So, So I'm going to say it like this. I think we would all agree that the reason that Grandmaster Jay is in jail is because he's black. I said that on my opening monologue when I spoke earlier. You're a nigga to these white people. So that's why. But that does not mean that he doesn't have a negative agenda because I'm sure y'all all remember. Well, I'll say this too. I'm not sure which one, so I'm gonna shout out both of them. So it was Jason Black and Professor Black Truth. I'm not sure which one of them coined the phrase first, but we all know what they say. When white supremacy is done with their tools, what do? They break them. So I'll leave you with that. But I'll say this too. To me, what makes Grandmaster Jay a bitch ass nigga is when he called that press conference and he was talking about the dialogue that him and the damn Proud Boys had, because he called them out. He called them out to a confrontation. He said they contacted them and said, "Oh no, we're not white supremacists. We're on the same side you are." And this nigga went in front of the world, called a press conference and say, "Oh, and I had a conversation with them, and then they said they're not white supremacists, and they wanted to join." He said, "They can't join, but you can march with us and support." Nigga, are you serious? With the Nation of Islam, let the Ku Klux Klan march with them? Is this dude serious, man? That's what makes him a fraud to me. No self-respecting black man would let a known white supremacist group march with him and support. That's why I say y'all can feel how you want about Grandmaster Jay, but like DJ said, Ray said, the proof is in the pudding, man. The dude came out of nowhere. Nobody knew anything about him. And like the young lady that spoke a couple of speakers earlier, pointing guns, loud, flamboyant, bust a white dude, gun him down. Get real, man. That dude is a fraud, and I'll land my plane there.
Hey, Black Pressure, before you drop down, I wanted to add this too about that, because he wanted them to come and be their security. But if you're a black gun club, why the fuck you need Proud Boys to be security for him?
And you and I are both gun owners, proud gun owners. I wish I would ask a white boy to be my security, and I'm a gun owner with a militia. I'm done talking about this fraud.
We're gonna turn that barrel while you
Everybody going in tonight. I'm just enjoying listening to this dialogue. I'm gonna kick it to Mia, then I'm gonna get to you, Volvo, as well too. So and then Aunt Lot was just up here. Maybe she may be having some connection issues. We're gonna get hit.
She back at listening total. She went down to listening.
She came back up though. She just requested she back up. So let's go to Mia. Okay. Go to Mia, Volvo, and then Aunt Lai.
Hi, I just wanted to say, Aunt Lai, I feel your pain. I don't know what you're going through, but I consider myself to be an empath. I'm really connected to people and their emotions, and I just want you to know that I'm going to check out this link that was linked up here. I feel your pain about Grandmaster Jay. I don't know if he was an op or if he was truly authentic. I don't think we will know. But what I do know is what I felt when I saw all of those brothers marching with their guns. Like I was afraid of guns for a very long time. And then when I saw them up at Stone Mountain, and it just did it did something to me. It moved me. It moved my spirit. I started researching certain guns that I could potentially purchase. I acquired my father's shotgun and his AK. I'm not afraid of them anymore. Like, he really empowered me. So for what he could have potentially been, I get that, and I get what Black is saying and what everybody else is saying. I also don't want to negate the influence that he had on people like me who were emboldened by those marches and the representation that I saw on the internet. And that's all I wanted to say, sister. And I'll keep you in my good thoughts, and I'm going to add you as well. And thank you.
Well, that was well said, sister. And thank you. Real quick, Ray. Ray, real quick. Just let me just thank the sister for her statement, and also reaching out to Aunt Lai as well too. Go ahead, Ray, and then we're gonna get to you, Volvo, and Aunt Lai.
I'm gonna say real quick. Allegedly, obviously, when they had that march up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and we gonna march on the KKK, we in your backyard, et cetera, et cetera. I'm hearing word, I'm seeing word that this guy knew that they weren't going to be there. For all that stuff that he did, to get, all the cameras that were on him, because there was a big march that went with that. People was recording it and sharing on social media and stuff. He did that allegedly because he knew they weren't going to be there. So we have to take things that we see on social media with a grain of salt.
All right, Ray. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and kick it to Volvo. Volvo, I'm glad to have you back, brother. I'm glad that you stayed in the space because people were kind of they wanted to actually have a little dialogue with you. So and I'm glad that the sister Mia's up in here and Aunt Lie and stuff like that. So we're hearing different points of views as well. So go ahead, Volvo.
Yeah. Hey, turn that down, baby. Damn, so like you're on the phone. Let me say this, right? Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll be hating that shit too. Turn that damn TV down, woman.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. What I wanted. It was something I wanted to say, man. I mean, right when I got on, I hopped out for a minute, and now I'm back on. I didn't know that people wanted to have a dialogue with me. I was in the middle of something. As far as the Grandmaster J thing is concerned, it was something I was gonna say, man. God damn, I forgot. It's gonna come back.
Take your time, bro. Ain't no rush. How about we go around, go to online real quick. We'll come back to you, bro. Go ahead, sis. What's up?
Okay, I wanted to say, oh yeah, I didn't know he was a sellout. My bad. I've been dealing with a lot. Fuck him, and I apologize. I'm just going through it right now. I didn't know he did all that crazy shit. I don't know where I've been. Actually, I forgive me, but yeah, no, he a tool. And whatever that person has said, whoever he was, power to the people, peace, power, and reparation. My bad. I got my. Just pray for me because I'm suicidal and homicidal right now. I ain't gonna lie. So.
We got you, sister. If we need to holler at you after the broadcast, we'll do that too as well too. So just like I said, just stay positive as much as possible. Don't let things get you down to the point where you feel like you don't have anything else left. So we'll definitely we'll do a wellness check to just make sure everything is everything, sister, as well too. Volvo, I see you done came back up into space. I mean, I see you ready to come back and you got your hand back up. So you ready?
Yeah, I know what I want to say. I know where the police shit coming from, right? A lot of this shit is a lot of motherfuckers. What he did was so radical. You know what I'm saying? All I'm hearing is a lot of allegedly, and I heard, and this and that. I'm from the streets, bro. You do not put bad paper like that on somebody's name if you don't got proof. That's like gossiping and spreading rumors. What's the proof? That's all I ask for. If it's really like that, then it's like that. I'm man enough to say, oh no, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. If he is the police, I'm saying give us some documents. Now, let me say this, right? This is gonna probably be the first person y'all ever hear say this. Tariq was wrong. When Tariq started calling them Scam Master J and all that, in my opinion, he was wrong. If you go back and look at the videos and all that of Tariq calling them Scam Master J, there's no proof. They say he did security for Trump. What security? He was in the crowd. Yeah, I seen him in the crowd like everybody else. But then we see him actively acting as security with an earpiece in and speaking into microphone because that's the type of level of security Trump would have. So what you're saying is like he was a third-tier security guard for Trump. He was just there to make sure shit didn't go. No, he an awkward guy. He the type of guy that jump in the middle of shit because he feel like he doing what's right. That's what I get from him. But I could be wrong. I'm looking for some proof, for some hardcore proof.
All right, what about their press conference with talking about the Proud Boys and how they could march with them and be as security? What about if you want to join the NFC? Because I went to the site. I was like, okay, cool. I like the brother energy. You go to the site. Oh yeah, you gotta register your gun and give all this personal information. Niggas, you outside your goddamn mind? Are you serious with
you? Went to the site and they had to register because I went to the site too. I ain't nothing about no gun.
If you want to get in there, you have to register.
When he said he filed paperwork with the World Court, I went and looked that up. You couldn't get into the site, so I don't know. I don't know. You seen where it said enter your AR-15 serial number here? You seen that, brother?
And when I went, I went at the behest of other people. I didn't go because I liked it.
No, what I'm asking you is this: on your own personal time as a man, you went and you typed it in, and it said register your AR-15.
Yes, you have to register. You have to not only that,
nothing like that.
Not only that, they wanted emails. They wanted emails, phone numbers, addresses. Like, no.
So we can contact you for the next march. So we can contact you. So I'm on the email list. Whatever list
Guess what? If it sounds good to you, you do it. And I'll land my plane.
I have did it. Yeah, I have did it, brother. I have did it.
Awesome.
Whatever list he on, I'm on that same list. So when we on the list, if we talking about we tired of this shit, why they got a list for us? That's what I'm on, Brian. Why they got not just because you a nigga. What's so special about niggas? Why they got a list for us?
If it makes sense to you, brother, I love it.
That's so vague, though, brother. That's so vague. That's just vague. It's just like you just I don't know. You trying to discredit me or something like that.
No, I'm not.
If you like it, I love it, brother.
This is what I'm saying.
Give it all the love, brother.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not doing it. You get that deduction? I'm not doing it. That's what I'm saying.
You still shouldn't spread a rumor on the guy saying that this man.
How would that a rumor when
Yeah, we could just one person at a time speaking because we kind of talking over each other. So you know what I'm saying. It's making it kind of hard to understand who and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and we're going to kick it to Professor real quick, and then we'll come back to you guys as well too. But we kick it to Professor. Please go ahead and support us on Cash App. That's $Newstoter, $Newstoter. When you think about Newstoter, just remember this right here, that Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, the largest Black American-owned news curation platform today in America. And we need you guys' support to help us continue to put out the content that we love to put out for you guys. So please support us if you can on Cash App. That's $Newstoter. Let's go ahead and Black Pressure and Volvo. I want you guys to stick around too because y'all making interesting points and stuff like that. And I get what Precious said. I get Precious' point. I get your point too, Volvo. You're saying that you want to see hardcore evidence to go ahead and say that this man is basically an agent or whatever. And on the streets and whatnot, before we run people down, you want to have that evidence and whatnot. So I respect both of you brothers. Respect both of you brothers' point of view, and it's good dialogue that we're having tonight. So we're just going to go ahead and move it to Professor, and then we got Ray. And then if anybody wants to speak in here, go ahead and put your hands up. We're having a great conversation tonight. For any people that just got in the room, we've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein. His records are unsealed. We know all of the big names and the heads that could potentially roll off of that. We're talking about Chris Brown as well, too. Chris Brown was also, he got the axe on his tribute to Michael Jackson by Disney at the American Music Awards because the award show was on it was on ABC, which is owned by Disney. They said that Chris was a domestic abuser, and he was also, and then Michael Jackson basically was a child molester, an accused child molester. So, and as you guys can, and I know you're coming into space now, you can hear the actual dialogue about Grandmaster Jay, who just recently got sentenced to 7 years for pulling out an actual gun on supposedly, I don't know if they were agents or police, actual officers or whatever. So that's the dialogue tonight. It's pretty good. It's pretty great. It's pretty heated. It's respectful though at that though. So guys, go ahead. If you want to come in and chime in, please go ahead. And I see we got my man, Brother Muku up here. And I see Shepperton came in as a speaker as well, too. And let me give a shout out to my Brother Muku. Like I said the other night, he just had a baby girl, just welcomed a baby girl to his family. Thank you, Brother Muku, also for your contribution on Cash App, brother. And thank you for bringing another reparationist into this actual world, brother. So we're going to get to you after we get the Professor. So, Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, thank you, that Newstoter, and congratulations, Brother Muko, man. Congratulations, brother, for bringing in a wonderful child, another reparation that can fight for our people, and I know that's how you would raise that child to be. Now, for the brothers, hey, y'all having a very good dialogue. I'm just sitting back listening. I'm enjoying it. Thank you, that Bobo, Black Pressure. But I do want to send a message to Sister Line. I'm glad to see you back in the space. I've been missing you, thinking about you, because I love to hear your fiery spirit as you always are in this particular space. And whatever you're going through, I am praying for you, sister. One of the things that I have done, I also ordered your book because I just had to know
more about what's going on in New Jersey, because it's good to know about other places besides where you live. You need to know, like whenever you travel, you need to know what's going on in that particular location, so you can be prepared and understand the laws of the land or the laws of that state. But Sister Lai, I am thinking about you and praying for you. I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Newstoter.
Oh, no problem, my boy. No problem, Professor. Let's go ahead and get to Brother McCoo. Brother McCoo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on, family? Big up. Thank y'all. Yeah, my innerwear is definitely in the building now, and definitely got them right. I'm gonna raise her as reparationist because she's due this check too. So I'll just go down the line. Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, I'm surprised. Well, no, I'm not surprised that his sealed file is open now to the public. It's about time for all these people to go to jail that's been molesting all these children, Clintons, on down the line. So it ain't much to say about that rapist. I mean, he really didn't have to die for all this to come out. For real, I wish he could have stayed alive and we could have prosecuted his ass. Secondly, Chris Brown. I want to say, first of all, man, salute Chris Brown, salute Michael Jackson. I don't believe none of these allegations against Michael Jackson. You know, he was killing the game, fucking Sony, fucking all these other artists, and they killed him. You know, the man has been proven not guilty in court more than one occasion about this child rape shit. So anybody I hear saying that Mike is a rapist or a child molester, yo, you disrespectful. I'm gonna go straight at your motherfucking head. You know what I mean? Because that man was proven not guilty in court. You know what I mean? But you got Weinstein, you got motherfucking you got the other white motherfucker that they trying to bring charges up on I keep forgetting his damn name, that pedophile. All these motherfuckers are just.
You might be talking about Kevin Spacey, brother. Is that who you talking about?
Spacey is one, but I'm talking about Lathan, the guy. What's this? The movie director or producer or whatever that went overseas to escape charges of.
Roman Polanski.
There you go. You got the Polanski pedophile and all these motherfuckers, but nobody will call them out. They get the awards and shit. Motherfuckers know why they playing. You know, you got the Clintons over here. You got Hillary fucking all these little girls. You know, Bill up here. You know, they gonna have for motherfucking teenagers and preteens. And so you know, I think
Allegedly, let's just say allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Okay, yeah, you're right. Allegedly, I just think
Get the book in the jumbotron. Get the book in the jumbotron. Fall outside.
Definitely. And I'm gonna just say, I just think it was disrespectful for all the other artists that were in the audience to even react, boo. For any artist that boo, I think they need to be kicked the fuck out the industry. You know what I'm saying? Mike, if it wasn't for Mike, it wouldn't be no Eminem. If it wasn't for Mike, it wouldn't be no Beyonce. If it wasn't for Mike, it wouldn't be none of these motherfuckers. So I feel like all of them owe their careers and their bag to Mike. Because if it wasn't for Mike and Prince, they wouldn't even have no fucking bag. Chris Brown, yeah, he did his shit to Rihanna, but Rihanna, you know, she a tether. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never give a fuck about FBA. You know what I mean? Nobody know what Rihanna did to Chris Brown for him to do what he did to her. You know what I'm saying? We only got that one side of the story still. So I just think and so all those artists that did that, man, all the artists in the industry should have banned that shit. None of them motherfuckers should have stayed in the audience. So as far as I'm looking at it, all music rhetoric. You know what I mean? I ain't fucking with none of these motherfuckers because they all sideways. They all will kill their own for a bag. Lastly, Grandmaster Flash. No, Grandmaster J. I'm sorry. This guy. I'm not going to say, I don't know what dude deal is. But one thing I know I'm not going to do is I'm not going to waste my time arguing with another victim of racism, white supremacy, about a goddamn another victim of racism, white supremacy. I ain't arguing about what he said. I ain't arguing about what he did. Guess what? Grandmaster Jay did what he did, and he got what he got. Period. You know what I mean? As far as us discussing him, I feel like we need to discuss how to dismantle racism, white supremacy, and not waste our energy on that, but put our energy into that. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is just a fucking distraction. Exactly what it is meant to do. You know what I'm saying? Have us arguing with each other and have not saying this is an argument because this is a beautiful discussion. I'm not saying this beautiful space, but shit like this is made for the average black man and black woman to be arguing with each other over some shit another victim said or did. You know what I'm saying? When we trying to get rid of the victimizers. You feel what I'm saying? When you working and when you concentrating on another victim, what you're not doing is not fighting white supremacy racism. I'll land there.
Well said, brother. As always, glad to have you up in the space, and always love to hear your opinion on these matters like this here. So let me go ahead and kick it to Ray, and then we're gonna kick it back to you, Volvo. I believe Ray, you were you before Volvo? I'm not sure.
I just got a question, honestly. Now, this is just, to keep the conversation moving because I'm thinking, so, they said that possibly the reason why they was taking addresses and phone numbers is because they want to contact you for when they have another rally. But if that's the case, why are they asking you to register your guns as well? Because all gun owners know is one thing that you don't want to do is put your gun in any type of registry. Any gun owner that is telling for you to advocate for you to register your guns, that's already a no-no. That's you strike number 1, 2, and 3. And also, I was gonna just point out in the jumbotron that obviously he was doing security for Trump, but he's also out here. He got pictures with Biden too, and I put that up in the jumbotron too. No, obviously that's not 100% concrete evidence, but that's kind of a hell of a coincidence that this man that just popped up out of nowhere is doing security for a president and a former president, and also like I said, this sealed federal court case. I actually put that up there. I don't know if you were in here. I was talking about, the 19 cooperators and him having sealed documents and all this other stuff. Again, make your own judgment. But it just seems like that's very suspicious. That he came, he comes up out of nowhere. He's got all these little, all these things that's going on. I mean, I don't want any of my people to get set up. I just really don't. That's my thing. I don't want you just going around here thinking this dude, is gonna be good for us, and you end up falling into a trap yourself. That's all I was gonna say. I land right there.
All right, brother. Let's go ahead and kick it back to Volvo. Volvo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, let me say this right there. For me, right, this just shows the power of the internet. How when you can say something about somebody, and then it just spread like wildfire. It's like really like the internet is worse than the high school lunchroom. It really is. Like like you can say you seen something in first period, and by the time it gets to the lunchroom, it's a million different stories. But ain't nobody was really there. I heard from a friend. It looks like to me. I sent. He told me. He said. She said. This got started from Tahaka Bay. If anybody been following the story, Tahaka Bay was the first one out there yelling every day. Just go back and look at the Tahaka Bay page around that time. He was doing 2 videos a day, every day, 7 days a week, about how Grandmaster Jay is an Asian. And you watching the video, you waiting for the proof, and then no proof comes. And then Tyreek started calling him Scam Master Jay. And then he co-signed Tahaka Bay, his own camera. He said, yeah, Tahaka Bay be calling some of that stuff out too that Grandmaster Jay be doing. Now look, they beefing now. Nobody came with no concrete proof. And I like Tariq. He the receipt king. He stayed with a receipt. He gave you no receipts. You know how I know he gave you no receipts? Because y'all don't got them today. Y'all saying y'all heard he in a picture with somebody. I'm in a picture with celebrity. What that mean? Do it look like we at the house or we on vacation? It look like I'm taking a picture with a celebrity, like I caught him at an event. Don't the picture of him and Biden look like he caught him at an event? Is this him and Biden in the Oval Office or in the back with Obama? No, it looked like he caught him at an event. Do you know how many thousands of pictures people have took with Biden? See what I'm saying? Like I'm with you. I'm with anybody in this room who say they got proof. I just want to see the proof, and I promise you, I'm man enough to say you was right. You was right. I was wrong.
But that's the thing, and I'm not calling him an agent, but we don't normally find out about who is an agent until it's already after it's too damn late, and that's the problem. I'm just saying I don't want my people to get caught up. That's all I'm saying, because we didn't hear about the Darthar Perrys and all these other people until years and decades later. I'm just that's all I'm saying. To just be careful about who you follow, especially someone that's talking about, you know what, hey, I need you to raise some guns. You gonna be down with me? What the fuck? No.
Let me ask you this, right, brother? Let me ask you this, right? Have you been on the website?
Did you see it? Yes.
You did see it.
Yes.
Okay.
I did see it. It has been a long time. That's why I say, you know what? I definitely can't be down with that mess.
Tell us about it, brother. Tell us about it.
I'm from Georgia, so you know, with him going up to what was it, Stone Mountain again? I thought about going up there, but no.
No. What I'm asking is this, right? You say you seen that. Okay, so now you a first-hand witness. Register your guns on a website. Now, you seen it? What did it look like? Like after you got from your registration screen, was it register your guns, or was it? Because that's usually how stuff works. It's give me your information, then give me this information. Now, what is your gun information? So was that what it was?
Yes, from what I remember. Like I said, I didn't do it. I was just on it. I was looking through it. I said, no, this is not for me.
You would have had to get somewhere on the site, because it's not just going to say click here, register your gun, then my name is Ray Smith. It's not going to do that. Like, it's going to say, my name is Ray Smith, bam, bam, bam. Okay, this is my firearm. Bam, bam, bam. So you would have had to put in the Ray Smith part first.
That's not how it works. The link sends you to a federal firearm site where you do it there. That 2-bit rinky-dink ass nigga can't register nobody's firearm. You went to an FFL site and you did it there.
I didn't see that. I was on the site though, but I didn't see.
I mean, I get you. I'm just saying that's how it goes. That you're not going to register.
Even if they listen today, I was there with them. I was actually there.
I respect
that. I'm in the picture with them. I'm actually there. So like I didn't see that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm calling bullshit. I didn't see that. Now, if you got some other information, I'm all ears. And if you're right, you're right. But I'm actually there with them. I've been there with them. So if it ain't nobody that was there with them, I want to know. What are you talking? You gossiping, bro. You might not realize that's what you're doing, but that's what you're doing. This shit's serious.
Alrighty, like the dialogue is going around in the room and whatnot. Black Pressure, you got your hand up. Live Black Pressure, you want to go ahead and say something? You got your hand up?
No, let Unlive go and cook. I'll go after her.
All right, Live, you go ahead, sister.
I just have a question for Baba. Baba, are you open? Because what I'm hearing is the fact that you're saying that you don't have any proof, even though people have pointed to several things that makes the average person say, wait a minute, this is suspicious. I'm not going to do this. This sounds like something. Like, are you even open to the fact that he might be a plant? Because if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
it's probably a duck. Okay. I'm open to anything with proof.
Yeah, but listen, let me give you proof. I'm going to give you proof. If you go to a website,
your phone going out.
You there, Live? Hold on, let's give her 1 second. Let's see, because she may be losing connection. Let's.
Yeah, she keep getting dropped out or kicked out the room.
Yeah, man, leave me the fuck alone.
Uh,
Damn, I'm on the phone, girl.
Hey, well, we need the relationship issue.
I know, right? Hey, tell her Volvo you'll be off. You'll be out. You'll be off in a little bit, man.
Tell her you want fried chicken, son. That's all you need.
I think Aunt Lila, Aunt Lila, hopefully if she lost her issue or whatever, she'll come back on. Aunt Lila, are you there? Okay, let's get a sister. We'll come back to a Black Pressure.
She just want my attention. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It's one of those days.
Yo, Pamela
But no, what I'm saying is this though, right, sis? What's the proof? That I mean, like, bro, it's like I'm asking for simple proof. If you told me that water is wet, I'm gonna go test it and say, oh yeah, this is the proof. It's wet. Got my hand wet. Like, what's the proof? What's the proof? Why everything so vague and so like, what's the proof? If you ask me where I work at and I told you, right, you would be able to go up there and say, hey, does Bobo work here? There you go. Yeah, his car here. He worked here. Not, I think he worked here. He used to work here. You can find a concrete proof. What's the proof? That's all I'm saying though, because that's serious business. This somebody's legacy that you playing with. This somebody's name. Like you just don't. I don't know. That's just how I was raised.
And yeah, I feel you on that. She was, I don't know what she was going to say because she had connection issues, Volvo. So we lost her. Hopefully she'll come back into space when she gets a chance or whatever. So hopefully we can hear what the sisters got to say. Aunt Lai, are you there now? Okay, she's still having connection issues. So y'all know how these spaces be, man. Black Pressure, you ready to go ahead and add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I want to be real quick. I mean, so just looking back through history, what agent is going to come out and say they're a damn agent? That's just, like I say, you normally find out stuff like that 5, 10, 15 years down the line when everyone's dead and locked up and all this other stuff. That's all I wanted to add. Like I said, I don't want my people following something and getting fucked up. I guess only time will tell if he is or isn't. I hope the brother is not. But hey, like I said, there's a whole bunch of suspicious stuff that I just can't follow on. That's just me. That's Ray talking.
But
I'm sorry, that was my fault. I thought I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Let me say this, right, Brother Ray. The agent don't usually start the organization. He usually infiltrate the organization because they trying to knock the organization over. You don't give us a good plan like that. Nobody even know what his plan was. Nobody in here can't even explain to me what his plan was.
Oh, well, maybe you missed it. Well, maybe you missed to register your firearm for it. Maybe they went over your head. I guess you missed that part.
But like I said, I was on the site. I was there with him. I was there with him. So, like, what do you mean? I ain't registered no firearm. I just pulled up. Yeah, I just pulled up. If you ain't pulled up, I drove in my own personal vehicle. Whatever, if he an agent, right? Whatever, even if he's not an agent, whatever list or whatever he on, my name on there too. Not like Bobo Rants, who you know on Twitter, my real name would be with his name. He told me that. Personally. Now, this ain't nothing I'm saying. This is something that could be verified. He told me that personally. He said, hey, you under investigation. No, I'm telling you that. And I hope they can hear me now. So, if y'all niggas talking about y'all serious, and this just ain't no Twitter banner, and y'all just, so what? Your name on there too. They listening to this too. This Twitter. What you think? Twitter in the news every day. You think they don't know who you is? Y'all niggas, there's a lot of tough talk going on. Yeah, let's see who gonna hit.
I got a question. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna wipe the slate clean. You sound like a 13-year-old girl at an NSYNC concert in 1998. So look, that's what we're gonna wipe the slate clean.
No. All right. Come on now, y'all. We having an interesting dialogue. We having an intelligent discussion here. Black Pressure, come on now. You my dog now, whatnot. Volvo, he just has a difference of opinion and stuff like that, but we don't want it to go sideways because everybody just has a different opinion and whatnot. So You're always respectful. In Black Pressure, I ride with you all the time. So, and I ride with Volvo as well too. Even though we may not always agree and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead, y'all, and let's try to keep it positive as much as possible, because we got a new person here, Mia. Let's let her show how the Newstoter spaces go and stuff like that, y'all. So please, everybody, let's just go ahead and keep it. We were 2 days away from Thanksgiving. Let's go ahead and be thankful that we in here with our people and stuff, and we have one of the most intelligent Twitter spaces on Black Twitter. So let's go ahead and keep that conversation rolling the right way, y'all.
It was humor. It was a joke.
I know, everybody how everybody's sense of humor is. So
let me say this right as a man, though, not to disrespect each other like that. I didn't.
Okay. So long, because we had a couple people. Everybody was like, oh. So we just, but I mean, I know y'all rock with each other. So I just want to make it like that.
But I'm not saying I rock with him. I don't listen. Me and my friends don't play like you saw like a 13-year-old girl. We just don't talk to each other like that. But if that's your thing, all right, brother. I'll
some alcohol, bro. Put some alcohol on. But check this out. I'm gonna wipe the slate clean. Everybody is an adult now. We're gonna wipe the slate clean. Forget like Volvo said, innuendo, rumor, he said, she said. We're gonna wipe the slate totally clean. This is straight for Volvo and anybody else who's listening. What about the press conference that he called? Right? This is not he said, she said. You can find this as we speak. He extended an olive branch out to a known white supremacist group. Right? If that is not suspect, it's past suspect to me, but you obviously support the guy. So if that's not suspect to you, then what is? This is nothing that you got to go on some defunct website and try to find. This is not, I heard it through the grapevine and my great grandmother told my aunt. None of that. This came out the man's mouth that he wanted, he wanted to ally with a known white supremacist. What did you say? What did you say to that? What did you say to that?
I'm about to get to that. Yeah, all right. That's not what he said. Oh, that's
okay. I'm lying. I made it up, and he did.
Listen, I can't even finish, brother. I'm gonna let you finish, and then let me know when you're ready.
Thank you. Like I said, speak straight to that. Hey, man, they said they're not a white supremacist group. They want to work with us. They can't join us, but they can march alongside with us, and he wanted them to serve as security. Speak to that. This is no he said, she said. Don't give me the Hebrew Israelite version on the corner. That's not what that means. You got to speak 5 different languages. What did he mean by that?
You're showing yourself, brother. You're doing a lot of trolling right now. You're doing a lot of trolling.
Roll some alcohol on you and get you a Band-Aid, but I'm listening.
You're doing a lot of trolling. But I'm glad you're doing that. Everybody show themselves eventually.
Yeah, we wait. We wait, no. We wait.
My turn?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead real quick, because Aunt Lai just came back up and we got some other speakers too. So go ahead, Volvo, real quick and address that. And then I'm going to go to Aunt Lai. I'm going to go to Nate, Mia, Brother McCoo.
What he's saying, this with the not fucking around for this was saying. Anybody that got problems with black people, don't ambush a random black man or some innocent person. We right here, we got guns too. Y'all want to have a shootout? Let's go. He said, he always kept saying nobody fired a shot at him, right? He said that he had, from what I seen, he said that, okay, he had a conversation with the Proud Boys. What's up? Let me get you on the phone. You want some smoke? Because we'll be at this location on the 8th. Bring your Proud Boys and let's go. And they said, no, we don't want no smoke. Hold on, we don't want no smoke. He's saying, well, if y'all a militia too, which the Second Amendment said you got the right to form a militia, well, then y'all supposed to be with us against tyranny. So if you really ain't like that and you don't want to kill us, come on then. You can do security, bring your guns too, because we're going to bring ours. And one of y'all feeling froggy, then leave. Trust me, I don't give a fuck how tough you think you is. You don't want no 800 guns pointing at you. You don't want I don't give a fuck. You could be the most hardcore white supremacist. They want to ambush our grandmothers at Buffalo Finest. They don't want to ambush. Ain't nobody firing no shot at them. So he said, y'all these big tough Proud Boys, okay, I got my niggas too. Let's go have a shootout. We gonna come to your home. We gonna come to on mountain. We gonna come to the home of the Klan. We gonna come down to what? He said Governor, what was it? It was a congressman or a senator, was it Nugan? Said that he would shoot these black people if they came to my city. I would just pick them off. What they do? They pull right up and said, all right, we'll be here this day. If it's like that, fuck the law, fuck all that. We gonna use the law. We gonna register that we gonna be there. If they want to kill us that bad, come kill us. Ain't nobody raised no gun or none of that at our black people out there with no gun. He was trying to show you unity. That shows you that the power of the internet. You can spread a rumor on somebody and everybody gonna run with it. I still haven't heard no proof from none of y'all in here.
And now, for the record, you heard what I asked him to address directly, and I got penitentiary Bible. I'm gonna land my plane there.
No, you didn't. I just told you why he talked to the Proud Boys.
Yeah, I asked you a direct question. You read me the Constitution.
Look at this. The Constitution. You trolling me. It ain't gonna work, brother. That ain't gonna work. You lost this one. You heard what I asked him, and you heard his response. Let me go again, brother. Let me get it.
Let me, because we got a few hands up, Bovo. I'm gonna get back to you, so just chill. I'm gonna get back to you. We got like 4-5 hands up, so let's go ahead and get to them real quick, and then we'll get back to you. I promise. Let me go to Unt Live real quick.
Bovo, bless your heart. I don't know what you heard me saying, but bless your heart, baby, because you have so much hope in you for this person, and it's just sweet that, you know what I mean, somebody has that hope for a person. And I really don't want to be the one to piss on your parade, but I just want you to have the I don't know the word for it. I can't think right now, but
real bad. Let me ask you this.
There is a possibility that everybody ain't what you hope them to be.
Are you the one that understand you suicidal and homicidal?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. But I want you to understand that there's a possibility that everything that glitter ain't gold. Because you thinking that this person may be all of this, and it's cool, but that don't mean that person is all of that. With me being suicidal or homicidal has nothing to do. I don't worship anybody, man or woman, to the point where I would not be able to see that this person ain't shit, and I would be confused by an ain't shit ass person. And I'm ready to kill everybody in the room. I still know an ain't shit ass person when I see one. And I'm not gonna ride for someone who's not riding for themselves or their people.
Hey, News, I appreciate you letting me speak, bro. I can't do it. I appreciate you, bro.
But you have this.
But I'm like, okay, go ahead, Aunt Lie, because I
just feel like, you know, when somebody like, I can't even, like, they're infatuated with, that they don't want to believe that this person is something that they're not, and everything that you see is not. You make excuses for everything. Like, that's why, like, some of the people who like Kanye, he say white lives matter and the George Floyd thing, but let them turn it around. He's the Messiah and he's coming to free black people, even though you don't even believe in black people. It's like, it's cute to a point, but it's to the point where you have to understand that.
Hey, also, News, real quick, you let me jump in online. Malcolm X was homicidal too. His probably most famous picture was he was in the window with the 223. So feeling homicidal ain't always bad. You know, it's just got to be, that synergy got to be focused in the right direction, and I'll land my plane there.
Thank you, Brother King. And it's when you homicidal, when you want to kill white supremacists for what they've done to you, I don't think nobody in their right mind would look at a white supremacist and think, you know what, you done illegally incarcerated my nephew, my mentally ill nephew, for a crime he didn't commit, and I'm going to pray for you. I'm not praying. I'm going to give you the same energy. I want them to die. And I don't see anything wrong with.
Okay, sis, I just want, because you know, Ben, with dealing with law enforcement, I just want to go ahead and make sure you don't go too off the deep end, because we know that this space being recorded and these white folks, we know how they are. So I just don't want you to go too far and whatnot. So just remember that we are on a white owned platform here in cyberspace. So just be a little careful. Like I say, we'll we'll holler at you definitely outside of the actual this Twitter crap as well too. But I just want you to be careful because no matter what's going on in your life, you still got a lot to live for, and you got a lot that you're gonna accomplish. So don't whatever you're going through right now, just be careful, my sister. Like I say, don't let it get to the point. Don't let it beat you. Okay. Don't let it beat you. And I just want you to be careful about what you say and whatnot, because you got your family, you got your real family, and you got your Twitter family on here too. And me and DJ Ray, Black Pressure, Professor and stuff, we ride with you. We ride with you hard, sister. So just you know what I'm saying, brother McCool. Don't let this shit get you, okay, to that point like that. Just be careful, like I say, what you say, because we know what you're trying to accomplish. We know this. Those of us that speak to you off here, we know what you're trying to accomplish, and we're not trying to give these Peckerwoods any ammo to go ahead and derail that. So I just want you just to be careful about what you just say, and just know what I'm saying. Keep that focus and keep that drive that I know you got. Do not, I repeat, do not let these people beat you. They're used to beating black people. They're used to making us quit. Just don't let these people get you, sister. Let me go ahead and DJ, man, when we get off of here, I want to holler at the sister as well too, man. I want us to go ahead and give her a call and whatnot.
Hey, News, can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, real quick, and then I got to get to Nate and them. Go ahead.
Yeah, mine is quick. My sister is a psychiatrist both. So if the sister-in-law wants to talk to her, I'll hook her up with her, no charge or anything, if she wants to do it like that.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, we gonna holler at my sister too, because this sister's always show love and support to us and whatnot, and we want to do that same to her and stuff. And she's going through a time. Know what I'm saying? I have never personally met this sister, but this sister is always, we've spoken on the phone and stuff, and she's always been such a joy to talk to and whatnot. I have the utmost respect for her and what she's going through and whatnot. And I know what I'm saying. We just not gonna sit by and give these people that's trying to railroad her already, give them the actual ammunition that they want. So yeah, we're gonna holler after this space, man. I want to go ahead and holler at her, and just you know what I'm saying, and just talk to this sister and whatnot, and just see, you know what I'm saying, how we can assist her and whatnot. Because like I said, I got much love for this sister Aunt Lie. Like I say, most definitely. Let me go ahead and kick it to you, Nate.
I appreciate it, News. Hey, Bobo, I ain't trying to pile on, bro, but you jumped off the stage. I just want to say this. We got two brothers up here that said that they saw where they were told to register their firearms. So you think that would be something, but you said you went outside with this guy, Grandmaster Jay, this little mountain, and you never had to register that. But you never had to register firearm. But you're right, brother. Your name is on the list. His name's on the list. Everybody that was out there, their name's on the list. My name's on the list too. For the stuff I say in this Twitter space. That it's common practice in the CIA or on the domestic front, the FBI, to get a guy, a figurehead, prop him up with money, support, and throw him out in front of the public. Like I said earlier, now he's drawn out. They said the number of this militia about 3,000 to 5,000. Now he's drawn about 3,000 to 5,000 brothers that are about that life. Now their names are on this, and all these names are given precedence and priority when it comes because when it comes to the next time, brother. And you never knew how it was going to play out 2020 when things are going to settle down and things are going to ramp up. But they're doing that so they can put people under surveillance. And then before things get too out of control, the government's going to come around and start knocking people off before it can get out of control. So that's one thing you got to think about, brother. And I want to explain this to you, brother.
Can I say something, brother? Real fast. I want to be on the list. I want them to know what I'm saying. Because I feel like everything I'm saying is in good faith. So I stand on what I'm saying. So I want them to know what I'm saying.
And I stand with you, brother. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Not everybody's afraid out here. I'm with you. But I want to explain this to you. I think this is all due respect. And I feel like I'm in a position to explain this to you because I think I'm about 15 to 20 years older than you. I can hear that you're young in your voice. And earlier in the space, I can hear that you were genuinely confused as to why crackers hate us the way they do. And I remember when I was your age, I definitely thought that. I pondered these things to myself, like, why the fuck do motherfuckers hate us the way they do? My people, me, my whole fucking community. And I come to learn as I'm older that you and I and people in the space will never be able to conceptualize or understand why white people are so hateful the way they are, because we are not hateful people. But but they are intrinsically, innately hateful people, and that's what they do, and that's why they hate us. There's no sense in you trying to wrap your mind around it or conceptualize, because you'll never understand it, because you're not a hateful person like them. But I hope that explains things for you. And I say this because when you come around to understanding that, you come to understand there ain't no getting around these motherfuckers. It's gonna be what it is till the end. Then life gets a whole lot easier. Thanks for letting me speak again.
Can I just say something just for the record? I was not at Stone Mountain.
Okay, whatever. Appreciate you.
Oh, sorry. Was it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, I wanted to say I want to confirm what what's your name? Sorry, Vovo was saying. I do think that unless you can provide me with the feeling or nature where I can see what you're saying that Grandmaster Jay said, then I can't. I don't believe you. I did hear when Grandmaster Jay said exactly what Vovo said, which was, "Oh, you want to go into our communities? You want to shoot people who are in practice and exercise their rights to carry. So, okay, cool. Like he said, meet us in Stone Mountain. We're going to come to your territory." And it was a very bold thing, man. I was like, bro, this is going to be a showdown. I was actually sitting and waiting, and they didn't show up. Someone said, "Oh, well, they went and." This wasn't your voice, but hey, I'm just going to do it anyways. Oh, they didn't show up. No, they didn't show up. They didn't show up because they are afraid. They are afraid of the ones like I used to be, who was afraid of guns, that they could catch me in a Walmart and shoot me up, and shoot up my grandmother and things of that nature. So when I saw this man, who, by the way, does have main character syndrome. Okay, we're not gonna say that he didn't. I think he was extremely loud and pompous, and I don't think he needed to be. So I'm against that. But I did see him stand up to these people, and they marched their asses right over there on their land, and they did all that talking, and they didn't show up. Now I will say this too. I think sitting around. I agree with the man. I think his name's Brother Muko, who talked about why is it up for discussion. I think you can sit here and speculate all day. Like I could sit here and tell you some things that I think about the universe, but the fact that I can't prove it to you and I can only speculate, it's almost kind of pointless. And there's more productive things to talk about. And then it was one other thing that I had to say. What was it? Oh, crud. Oh my gosh, there's one other thing that's really important. I just want to say that, again, I agree with Nate too. You do have to watch out for the wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak. They do exist. And to the gentleman who mentioned, I think it's Black stated, oh, you're giving your information up. Well, I really want you to know that there's nothing you can do about that. Your information is being sold. In fact, we buy lists all the time, and those lists cost somewhere around $275,000. Your telephone company is selling your information, where you live, what your first and last name is, potentially even your social security number. The banks are getting hacked. There's our conversations are recorded. Your messages are being recorded on your phone. If you have a camera on your phone, you're being watched. Don't believe me? Go check it out. Fingerprint ID on your phone. There's so many things that I think we ought to be worried about, outside of this gentleman, who we don't know if he was injured or not. I think that we need to start looking at the things that we do on a day-to-day basis that we have made a norm. And that's just what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Appreciate having you once again. Let's go ahead and kick it to Brother McCool.
Yeah, I just wanted to state that, progress is not made until the job is complete. Matter of fact, progress is just a trick. There's no progress until you complete the fucking mission. Until then, everything is an attempt. And I will illustrate again that victims squabbling about what other victims have done or haven't done, said or didn't say, is only a distraction because you're not fighting white supremacy. So if you're not fighting white supremacy, you damn sure ain't fighting for reparations. And if you ain't fighting for reparations, then you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? Now, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but what I will say is that to be serious about your mission, you have to stay focused. All right? You got to stay focused. And focusing on a victim is not focusing on the victimizer. Real talk.
Real talk, brother. Real talk is always. We're going to be closing the space out soon. So I'm going to let Black Pressure go ahead and get a final say in, and then we're going to let the co-host, and I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Been having a very interesting dialogue tonight, y'all. So Black Pressure, you go ahead and go ahead and unmute your mic.
So real quick on that one, I'll say that I really just kind of building on what Ray said. I remember going to the NFAC website, and they sent, to be a member, you had to have your own AR-15. I don't know why they're so caught up on AR-15s, but you had to have your own AR-15, and then you had to attend training somewhere in the Midwest. Y'all have to go behind me and check. It was somewhere they sent you for training to be a full-fledged member of the NFAC, right? Kudos. Now, I will say, there were shots fired by the NFAC, right? And it was a nigga in it that shot his damn self. So I'll leave it out. I'll say that about the NFAC. Nigga shot all his training. Nigga shot himself. And I'll move on to the next point. When you're talking about having a conversation about other victims of white supremacy, hey, on the molecular level, I agree with that. 100% facts. But say this. Give you a scenario. Say Martin Luther King and his crew, all his civil rights buddies, would have took the time to have a conversation about how suspect Bayard Rustin was. You think it would have turned out a little bit different? What about the Nation of Islam and their crew would have just took some time out, 20 minutes out of a day, and say, you know what, man, Elijah Muhammad Jr. moved different, man. Say they took the time out to have a conversation about that victim of white supremacy. You think things would have turned out a little bit different? And I'll land my plane there.
Do you think they weren't having conversations about that? Do you think they weren't? Like, what do you mean? What if? Yeah, of course they already.
I'll quote Volvo. I wasn't there, so I can't say. Have a great day.
Man, unbelievable. All right, unbelievable.
All right.
You see what happened when people listen to you? You see when you listen?
Real quick, y'all. Real quick, y'all. I'm gonna let Volvo and I'm gonna let Brother McCool get a final say in. I'm gonna give you guys about 2 minutes to go ahead and get your final say in, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close the space out. I'm not sure if DJ may be hosting a space tonight as well too, so you guys can check with him. This could be a part. This could be a part 2. Excuse me, because this is pretty interesting right here. But
yeah.
Volvo, go ahead and unmute your mic, and then I'm gonna get 2 minutes for you, 2 minutes for Brother McCoo. Then we're gonna close it out, and DJ will let y'all know if he's gonna be holding a space tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go as well. But all I'm saying is this, right? Notice how nobody came with no proof. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys have gotten the name calling and trolling and all that, but there was no proof. All I'm saying is this, right? He stood up for us. Nobody had no proof that he was an agent. No proof. It's just stuff. If you play this back, right, this recorded, I know you probably put it on your YouTube channel, right? So this is a record that's gonna live on. And we're gonna get a chance to see who was right and who was wrong. A lot of these guys ain't saying nothing but stuff. There is no concrete proof. There is none. I'm asking again. Why are they sending this agent out? Nobody asked for him. He tried to unify his people, and they stepped on it. And as far as you had to go to training, and the people shot themselves. They shot themselves, but first, they shot themselves before the training was required. A lot of them people had new guns. It was people's grandmothers out there that said, "I'm tired of this shit. I've been going through this shit since 1970. I'm tired of this shit. They gonna kill us. They gonna shoot us." And they stood up. Them was regular people. As far as the training, he called gun club. He organized gun clubs. Ain't that what we talking about here? Let's get organized, y'all. He was able to organize the gun club and bring the gun clubs together. It's different types of black people. He was trying to organize all the black people as a nation. No, that was super duper ambitious. That was super ambitious. And to think about some shit like that, to even try some shit like that. What's the crime that he been accused of? They said he pointed a rifle at some agents on top of a building. He was looking through the scope. This serious business. These people talking about killing black people. He looking through the scope. He got more time than these people that committed an insurrection on the Capitol that said, "I'm gonna go in the Capitol building. They ain't gonna do nothing to me because I'm white and I'm blind and I got a nice job." She got months, he got years. So tell me why they doing this though. Nobody in here answer that. Nobody, not even Tariq couldn't answer it. Why? It's just Scam Master J, Scam Master J. Why is he being Scam Master J? What is this about? So what? Is he not really in prison now? They got him somewhere here and they just putting that story out. It's so many questions, bro. I appreciate you letting me speak.
And no problem. You went a little longer than the 2 minutes I said, but appreciate you tonight. Appreciate you, Brother McCoo. Go ahead and get your final say in there, and we're gonna be closing the space out in a second, y'all.
First off, I want to give shouts out to Bobo. I love Bobo. Cause my man, Black Pressure, I love him too. Yeah, I mean, I love all my people in here. Y'all asking questions, but I'm gonna state again. I'm gonna say this. I don't know who asked the question. I think it was I don't know who asked the question of with King if they had a conversation about Bayard Rustin or whatever. I can tell you this: if Elijah Muhammad, if Malcolm X, if MLK, if they would have got together and had a fucking conversation about the white supremacists, our position, our situation would be different. I can guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? But what they did and what we're following in the tracks of, they got off code and they talked about other victims instead of talking about the white supremacists. If you're going to eliminate white supremacy, you got to talk about it. I could bet you if we spent all this time talking about eliminating white supremacy on this platform right now, since the Newstoter been on talking about these three subjects, Grandmaster Flash wouldn't have been a top. I mean, keep calling him Flash. Apologize, y'all. Grandmaster J wouldn't even been part of the conversation. You feel me? Chris Brown wouldn't have been part of the conversation. You know, I think we need to create a rule. We talk about white supremacists only. How about that? Let's make that a rule. No black people, no non-white people. We talk about white supremacists only. Let's have a space talking about Richard Spencer. Let's have a space talking about the goddamn rapist that killed four of the black women down in Kansas, where the one ran away and got, you know what I mean, with the collar around the neck. Let's have a conversation about that. Let's break down their whereabouts. Let's break down, let's talk to white people that's going to give us a list of all the white supremacists who practice white supremacy and their collaborators. Give me their phone numbers, their addresses, the name of their children. That's real work. But when we up here talking about another victim, we wasting time. We ain't fighting white supremacy. And I love all y'all because we got the energy and we got to know how to fight white supremacy. We just got to follow the code, that's all. And I want y'all to remember the code is the leader. Ain't no man the leader. Not Tyreek, not TBA, not Professor Black Truth. Nobody is the leader but the code. I love y'all. I'll land with that.
Peace. Lisa, you came back up here, so check your DM too, because I sent you a DM as well too. So I'm gonna let you be the absolute last speaker for the night in the room in terms of speakers before me and the co-host actually close it out. So go ahead and unmute your mic, and when you get a chance, check your DM as well too.
Okay, I just want to say, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I know I'm emotional. I'm going to just say I land my phone. Just be open to the possibility. The idea is more than one way to skin a cat. And I do agree with everything the gentleman said before. Where if we was to talk about white supremacy, I wrote a whole book about it. The conversation would be different. I'll land my plane.
All right, sister. Like I said, check your DM as well too. I sent you a DM, so just check that while before this space closes out. I'm gonna go ahead and me. I see you follow me, and everybody. I've been getting some follows lately, but I am unable to follow. My suspension will be over with tomorrow, Wednesday sometime. I'm not sure, around maybe by 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, 8 o'clock or whatever. I'll be back able to tweet and everything else as well too. So I definitely I appreciate you for the follow me. And I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's also, while I've been on this Twitter suspension and stuff, been tweeting out stuff and for the rooms and everything else. So that's been a great help as well too. So I definitely appreciate that. And me, I saw your profile. You're pretty nice looking woman as well too. So I just want to add that as well too. So hey, but Ray, go ahead and mute your mic, man.
I'll be very brief. I know you're trying to wrap up. I'm just speaking for myself. Y'all know how I think. Obviously we all kind of agree because we're all in the same space. But if I ever come in here and I start talking about, well, maybe we do need to start registering our guns. Maybe we need to start aborting more black babies. Maybe we need to start doing this. If I sound like, like how, something that I would never say, question me, because obviously I've been compromised. And all I'm going to say is, if you suspect that, don't follow me, because I question everything. I don't want anybody to get caught up in any type of mess. I don't want to see any of my people get bit by a snake. And I just land on that. I got some more I want to say, but I just leave it on that. Question everything, because like I said, these folks out here, these people out here, man, just can't follow everybody. I'm not saying that about. I guess I kind of am. Yeah, that's just me. I'll leave it.
Hey, y'all, I believe, I'm not sure. I'm going to check with the homie DJ up here, the co-host, and see if he's going to be doing a part 2 of this, because this space here has been fire tonight, y'all. So I don't know if the homie, if he got anything to do or whatnot. I'm going to hit my girl Aunt Lie up, and in a minute, DJ, if you gonna do another space on this, do a part 2 or whatnot, I'm going to holler at her, and then I'm going to come over there and join y'all if that's cool or whatever. I'm not sure what you got planned tonight, so I don't want to go ahead and say you're going to do something and you got other plans and whatnot.
Hey, News. Hey, how much you bench press since you been in there, man?
You been in where?
Been locked up. What you got your bench press up?
I know, right? I'm hitting my max now, about 350 now. DJ, what's up? You there? I don't know, DJ.
Yeah, I'm here. Apologize. I was talking to the peoples upstairs or whatever, but I was listening the whole time. Y'all got me bugging over here. But yeah, I already set the space up as in the Jumbotron. Yeah, you know what I mean? Top left side. You already know fucking late night squad. Let's get it.
Late night. Y'all about to go to the #1 late night Twitter space on Twitter. My man DJ, they do it. They rock it to the early morning and whatnot. I hang for a little bit, but they are really the night owls and whatnot. So let me go ahead and appreciate, and I appreciate everybody.
Off Twitter. Soon about to be off Twitter. That's gonna be the best part. I can't wait.
Real talk. Y'all make sure y'all go to social and y'all go ahead and sign up. A black-owned social media site as well too. Black majority state owns that, so y'all make sure y'all go ahead and get y'all social account as well too, and go ahead so we can start the migration process. Keep your Twitter account as well too, but also go ahead and create another account, a black-owned social media account that is too. DJ, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I started it for 11:30, but we're gonna be maybe like 11:20. We'll be up there. We're just gonna bust some moves in the background and just keep your timer on or whatever.
Okay, that's what's up.
Look out for the space or whatever. Go ahead though.
Hey y'all, tomorrow I'll be back tweeting out the black news and the content and everything else. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and y'all retweet, like, and y'all start commenting on some of those posts that I'm gonna be putting out tomorrow. Twitter had me under suspension for almost 7 days. I'll be getting off it tomorrow. So thank you to everybody. Y'all been coming to the space and supporting and whatnot. We're gonna go ahead and I'm not sure we're gonna do a space tomorrow because it's Wednesday. Normally I try to do one Wednesday, but with Thanksgiving and everything, family coming in town and stuff like that, I'm gonna see what's up. So once again, thank you to everybody, the co-hosts, the hosts, the speakers. Incredible space tonight. Everybody was on point. I love the way everybody was able to go ahead and just have that dialogue flowing and whatnot. So once again, y'all, and it's a space that's coming up. Y'all make sure y'all head over here to part 2. Part 2 is getting ready to come up at 11:20. That's going to be part 2 by Jeffrey Epstein, Chris Brown, and Grandmaster Jay as well too. So y'all make sure y'all head over there to DJ space. And DJ is WPI for y'all that don't know. That's up in the space right now. The co-host WPI. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and head over there. That space will be starting around about 11:20. He says. So y'all go ahead and y'all hit it up. Check it out. Make sure you come through and whatnot. Also, make sure you're following the host and the co-host, and y'all go ahead and follow each other in here as well too, because we need that black content. We need to go ahead and create our own network. So you see people up in here, make sure you follow people up in the space as well too. Make sure you can support us on Cash App too, if you can. That's $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest curator of black news today in America, guys. So we will go ahead and we will holler at you. If we don't see you tomorrow, then you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy and a safe Thanksgiving. Make sure you spend time with your family and everything else. So we will see you guys then. So take care.
Peace. See y'all in a minute. Tweet that space out too. See y'all in a minute.